The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Learn and grow from in-depth interviews, documentaries, inspirational talks, and motivational masterclasses from the world's biggest thought leaders, speakers, teachers, authors, coaches, and highly successful business gurus. The Best You TV is now live. The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Are you in the personal development world trying to reach a larger audience? Are you a motivational speaker, an author, therapist, coach, or business guru tired of pushing out content with little results? Gain more clients and expand your business today. Get your show or content on The Best You TV.
Hey, here we are, day 3, the Best You Virtual Expo, London. And, well, we brought you some phenomenal speakers throughout the 3 days, if I may say so myself, but we still have so many great things organized for you. We got Robert Rowling joining us very, very soon, just in a couple of minutes. And then we have Nicola Smith-Jackson, and then the powerhouse, Lisa Nichols, to close the day. Very, very exciting. So my next guest, which I'm going to introduce in a minute, and we're going to bring him in. Well, listen, he's an expert. He's an expert in investment. He's an expert in cryptocurrency. And I'm actually just in the process of doing his training course. So I'm a big fan of cryptocurrency. I have been, not for long, but long enough to know how amazing and how much potential it has. So to be in this game is a must. Look, having the great mindset and becoming a great coach or being motivated and happy and losing weight, all that's great. But if you've got no money and you're broke, well then, look, it doesn't really make a difference. So understanding about the crypto world and the potential opportunities that it has for you is something that you have to listen to, you have to get involved in. So Robert is the international best-selling author of one of the best-rated investing books, The $1 Million Decision. Get out of the rigged game of investing and add $1 million to your net worth. His mission is to share what the financial industry doesn't want us to know about investing. So let me bring in Robert quickly. Robert,
hi. I'm great. I'm very excited to be here.
Listen, and I'm very excited that our community is going to be learning some phenomenal things from you. As I said, I've gone through your course. I'm very, very excited to work with you, and I want to give you the floor because I know you have much to teach. So over to you. Enjoy. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you. So today we will talk about one of maybe the biggest opportunities out there for investors in the next decade. And as you can probably see, Bitcoin and the crypto market are basically eating every other investment out there. They are outperforming stocks, they are outperforming precious metals, they are outperforming real estate, everything. And today I would like to share with you why is this happening, and most importantly, if it is likely to continue in the future and for how long. I am not some kind of Bitcoin maniac or fanatic or whatever, I'm a general investing expert. I also invest personally in all the asset categories out there, from stocks, precious metals, and of course, crypto. So I will try to be as objective as possible today. Okay, can we go to slides now, please? Okay, next. So what will be the topics for today? Next. The first topic I will try to share with you in a very short, concise way what is the crypto market all about. The problem is that 99% of investors and 99.9% of people out there have no idea what the crypto market really is. So by sharing this with you, you will know more than 99.9% of population out there. Next. Then can this be the investment opportunity of a decade? Now, in the investing world, nothing is certain, okay? There are no certainties. There are only probabilities. So whenever I tell you something today, it means that it is very likely to happen, but it's never 100% sure. Okay, nothing is 100% sure. So can this be the investment opportunity of a decade? Next. Then, super important topic. What are the main drivers of growth for this market? Because if you want to invest in a certain market, let it be real estate or stocks or bonds or whatever, you first need to understand the market. You need to understand the investment, okay? So I will share with you what is driving this market and why is it outperforming everything in the last period of time. Next. And the last super important topic will be why Bitcoin, while I think that Bitcoin is just a small part of this story. Of course, everybody knows about Bitcoin, but I think that 99% of opportunities, the best opportunities out there, are not in Bitcoin. They are in, I call them, business crypto projects, okay? These are business crypto projects that are totally different creature than Bitcoin, okay? So I will explain what is the difference and why do I think that the most opportunities are in the business crypto projects. Next. Now, before we go into these topics, let me just share a couple of things about me so you will get to know me better. I'm Robert Tolik, the best-selling author of this book. Next. The $1 Million Decision, international bestseller. Next. Next. It has been translated into many languages. Here is the Chinese Mandarin version and the Cyrillic version. Next. And next, this book and everything that I do brought me a lot of media attention. So I was featured in a lot of TV shows, a lot of media outlets and so on, from Europe to the UK, US, United States, Russia, and so on. Next. And when there are no viruses running around, I'm having a lot of seminars all around the world where I share my knowledge. Next. And next. Okay. Now, it wasn't always like this. I come from a very, very humble background. I was born in a very small village, backwater village, in a country called Slovenia that has only 2 million population. And my parents were working class parents. We never had money at home. So I still remember whenever I asked my father, a very tough guy with Jimi Hendrix hairstyle, whenever I asked him for something, the reply was always the same. Robert, we cannot afford it. We don't have any money. You know, that was the story of my childhood. And this is maybe also the reason why I wanted a bit more out of my life. When I was a teenager, I dreamt about a better life. I dreamt about, having my own company, maybe being a CEO or something like this. And when I was in my student years, I came across an opportunity and I started my own business. And in 5-year time, so after 5 years of hard work, my business started to make quite a lot of money. So all of a sudden, a lot of money was flowing into my business, into my bank account. And I knew at the time that I should invest that money. Investing is super important for your future, for family, for pension, everything. But I didn't know how. So I trusted financial advisors and brokers and, this financial industry. And year after year, I just gave them all of my business profits. And if I just keep the short story short, after years and years of doing that, when me and my wife at one point in time checked the status of all these accounts, we were basically shocked, totally shocked. I was totally devastated when I saw that our money was basically gone. So after years of being a bit in depression, and I lost my motivation to work and so on, I was very lucky that I also worked in my business with the legendary author and public speaker Brian Tracy, and we had dinner together. And I asked him for some guidance. And at that time, he told me a couple of really, really important things, and I decided that I will become one of the most financially literate people in this world, no matter what. So I started to learn all about personal finance and investing. And after 7 years of learning, of reading hundreds of books, and I mean hundreds, I read more than 300 books in this period of time. I attended basically all of the best events about investing and personal finance in the world. I talked with a lot of financial industry insiders, and only after these 7 years, when I learned all these details that the financial industry is trying to hide, only then I was able to put my personal finances back on track, and I started to get amazing returns with my investments. And at that time, I realized that 99% of people in this world have no idea about all of these details that I know, now I know. And that is why I'm on the mission right now to share these details, this behind-the-scenes info, and enable people to avoid making all these mistakes that I did in my financial career. So I was a general investing expert, and in 2017, I came also across the crypto market. The crypto market at that time, it was really small, and I started to play a bit with this market. I made some huge gains in the previous bull run. I also had some losses when the market was crashing. But all in all, it was a very, very profitable experience for me. And right now, we are on the verge of the next big bull run as I see this market. Okay, so I'm not some kind of, like I said, I'm not having all of my investments in the crypto market. I also invest in stocks. I also invest in precious metals. I also invest in a couple of other opportunities. But right now, the crypto investments and Bitcoin investments have outperformed everything by such a margin that most of my investment portfolio is in the crypto market right now. And I'm not rebalancing. I'm not rebalancing this portfolio. Why? Because I think, as I will show you now, I think that we are just beginning this new bull market. So let's take a look how this works. Next. Before we go into the first topic, some legal stuff. So just next. Yeah. So I'm not a financial advisor, and everything that I share today is just my opinion, and nothing that I share constitutes financial or any other, professional advice. Next. And if I mention any crypto assets, any stocks, funds, or whatever today, is just for illustration. Okay, so you need to be clear about this. Now, next, yeah, what is the crypto market? Okay, so this is the super important question, because if you want to invest in this market, you first need to understand what's this market all about. Okay, now the first thing, it's not about Bitcoin, it's about the blockchain technology. Okay, it's not about Bitcoin. Blockchain technology is the underlying technology for all the cryptocurrencies and all the business crypto projects. And I will show you the difference in a minute or two. Okay, but first, let's define what is the blockchain technology. Okay, you need to understand this if you want to understand this market. Next. Now, imagine a spreadsheet. Okay, just like an Excel spreadsheet or a database that is duplicated across, thousands of times across a network of computers. Next. This network is designed to regularly update this database, this spreadsheet. Next. And all the records are public and verifiable. Next. Since there is no central location of this database, it's almost impossible to hack it because data exists simultaneously in millions of places. Next. And this technology allows digital information to be distributed, but not copied. Next. So each individual piece of data can only have one owner. And this is the key to understand Bitcoin and all of the other crypto projects. Okay, so this was basically the holy grail of the digital age. Before this technology, you couldn't have digital money. You couldn't have digital store of wealth. Okay, you couldn't have unique digital things. Right now, you can have them. Okay, and this is the revolutionary technology behind Bitcoin and everything else in the crypto market. Next. And now, super important thing. What is the difference between Bitcoin and business crypto projects? Okay, and if you will understand this, you will understand everything. Bitcoin is just a digital gold. Gold 2.0. Next. It's not a currency. It's not a currency. It will never compete with British pound. It will never compete with US dollar. Okay? It's just a store of value in a digital form. Most people go wrong here because they think it's competing with currencies. It's not competing with currencies. It's just a store of value. Maybe it's competing a bit with gold, okay, but not with currencies. Next. It's super, super scarce, okay? It's super scarce. There will ever be, so the maximum amount of Bitcoin that there will ever be in existence is 21 million. Nobody can print more Bitcoin. Nobody. No central bank, no central authority, nobody in this world can print more Bitcoin. With fiat currencies like British pound, the central bank can print new money all the time. When British pound was created, the value of one British pound was equivalent to 1 pound of silver. Right now, 1 pound of silver is worth 170 pounds. So basically, British pound lost in this process over a couple of hundred years, British pound lost 99.7 and something percent of its value, okay, because of money printing. And super important thing, you can transfer Bitcoin anywhere in the world for next to nothing in couple of minutes or maybe an hour. Now imagine if you want to send some gold, like 200 million worth of gold from London to, I don't know, Thailand. It will take a lot of money, a lot of security, a lot of time, a lot of everything, a lot of energy to move that gold. Now, if you want to move 200 million worth of Bitcoin, it will take you 1 hour or maybe less, and it will be done for like 5 to 10 British pounds. So cost will be nothing. Next. And very important, Bitcoin is the best performing asset ever. If you take a look at 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you know, it's the best performing asset ever. And it's also the fastest moving asset ever. Next. And by the way, you don't need to own the whole Bitcoin. The 1 Bitcoin is currently worth, I don't know, 38,000 US dollars. Okay. Now you don't need to buy the whole Bitcoin. You can just buy a fraction of Bitcoin. You can buy 0.03 Bitcoin. You can buy 0.2 Bitcoin. Okay. So you don't need to buy the whole Bitcoin. Now, this is the story about Bitcoin. And now let's move to business crypto projects. So, in general, if I really simplify this, business crypto projects are similar to traditional companies. Okay, it's just like buying stocks. Okay, just like buying stocks. They are, you know, I'm simplifying things, but just to get a general idea. Next. Ethereum, for example, this is the second biggest project in the crypto space after Bitcoin, is a software platform for application developers. So it's very similar to Windows operating system. Okay. Now you have Windows operating system installed on your computer, and then different developers are creating different apps for Windows. Okay. For example, Photoshop, Chrome browser, Word, PowerPoint, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, these are all app developers that are creating apps for Windows, and it's the same in the crypto space. Okay, it's the same in the crypto space. There are a lot of developers who are creating financial applications, business applications, games, on top of Ethereum. So Ethereum is just like some kind of operating system or platform where app developers are creating different apps on top of it. Or VeChain helps companies to optimize supply chain management, and it helps companies to lower the costs of supply chain management. Okay, so these are two examples of business crypto projects. And these business crypto projects are basically, they are producing new value, just like Apple, just like Amazon. They are producing new value. They are creating new value on the market. Okay, and this is super important. So Bitcoin doesn't create any new value, but business crypto projects, they are creating new value for customers, for businesses, and so on. Now that you understand the difference between Bitcoin and business crypto projects, and now that you understand what is the crypto market all about, let's ask ourselves the crucial question. Is a perfect storm brewing for the historic rise of Bitcoin and the crypto market in 2021 and forward? Next. So there are 4 drivers that are pushing, that are driving this market upwards. Next. So the first driver is the technology adoption curve. Then the second driver is money printing and inflation. The third driver is corporate adoption. And the fourth driver is institutional adoption. Next. So let's dive deeper into each one of them. The first one is super important. I think that this one is the most important of all, the technology adoption curve. Next. The growth curve of every revolutionary technology is basically the same. For the steam engine, for internet, for railroads, for everything, the electricity, the growth curve was basically the same. Next. First, you have innovation, okay? It starts from zero with the innovation. Next. Then you have this bubble of inflated expectations. Think about year 2000 for the internet market, okay? So people start to have these huge expectations and they think that this technology will change the world overnight, okay? And then comes the disillusionment phase, because people start to realize that this will not happen overnight. And they lose interest in this technology. So this happened in the first decade of, after the year 2000, okay, the decade after the year 2000 for the internet technology. So you have this disillusionment phase where nobody is interested in the technology, but of course, in the behind the scenes, the businesses that are operating in this market are producing new business models, are producing new services, new products, and so on. And only after that, you have this real impact phase. And this is the most exciting phase. This is the last 10 years for the internet technology, okay? Everything starts to boom. People start to use this technology every day. People see that these businesses are basically creating huge value. And then you have these Googles, you have Facebooks, you have Amazons, and so on. Next. Now, this is the example of internet technology. Next. First, you had innovation in 1990s. Then you had inflated expectations around the year 2000. Then 10 years of disillusionment phase. And now the last years are real impact years. Okay, the last decade was real impact phase. And the important thing here is the disillusionment phase lasted for 10 years. Okay, for 10 years, and only after that you had real impact. Next. This is the crypto market right now. You had innovation in the first part of the last decade. So up to 2017, we had innovation. Then inflated expectations and this bubble that burst in 2018. Then you had 3 years of disillusionment. And right now we are entering the real impact phase. okay? But the super important thing here is, compared to internet technology, the cycles are approximately 3 to 4 times faster, okay? If disillusionment phase lasted for 10 years in the internet market, here it only lasted 3 years. So everything is moving much faster than with internet technology. I always say that this is the fastest moving market ever. The fastest moving market ever. And this technology is really amazing because it moves so fast. The development is much faster than with internet technology. Next. The second driver is money printing and inflation. It's unbelievable how much money all the central banks have printed in the last year. Next. So money printing is basically getting out of hand. It's basically getting out of hand. The money printer is just going, brrr, you know, it never stops. And they cannot stop it. They cannot stop money printing. Next. Central banks are now even aiming for high inflation. Traditionally, they wanted price stability. Now they are aiming for price inflation. Why? Because of the huge debt burden for individuals, for corporations, and for public sector, you know. So it's basically central banks are trying to artificially lower this debt burden because otherwise nobody can pay off this debt. So the only way to lower this debt is basically by inflation, true inflation. Okay, next. And we have the lowest interest rates ever. Okay, this is super important. The central banks are basically forcing people to put money out of the banks, okay, to get money out of the banks and put it into some kind of assets, like stocks, like crypto, like real estate, and so on. Why? Because if you have zero interest rate environment, if you have your money in the bank, this money is losing purchasing power every single year. So people are not stupid. They take their money out of banks and they put it into financial assets that are appreciating, you know, that are going up. And that is why you have this total crazy thing with stocks, you know. Stocks are going up even though the economy is basically having a lot of problems, you know, but stocks are just going up and up and up and up and up, you know. Why? Because of money printing and because of low interest rates. And the key thing here is they cannot stop it. Central bankers cannot stop money printing and they cannot raise interest rates. Why? Because this would suffocate the economy, okay? If they stopped, it would be game over. So they need to continue. They need to continue, okay? And this is basically pushing the price of Bitcoin upwards, and it's pushing also other asset categories upwards. Next. So even Warren Buffett realized, you know, Warren Buffett is the greatest investor of all times, but in the last 15 years, his results are very poor. But even he realized that he needs to be exposed to gold. Okay, next. Even though he hated gold, you know, historically. Next. But of course, now we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is gold 2.0. It's much, much, much better asset category than gold. Okay, next. Next. So even JP Morgan, the traditional financial institution that 3 years ago said that Bitcoin is a scam, now supports Bitcoin, and they are saying gold will suffer as institutional investors buy into Bitcoin. You know, so it's totally crazy. They did a 180-degree turn. You know, Bitcoin was a scam 3 years ago, and now it's institutional asset class, and everything is okay. Next. And this is the key. Okay, this is the most important chart right now in the investing world. This is 2020 chart. Okay, 2020 chart. Now, next, the blue line is S&P 500. These are the stock markets, okay? It's the American stock market, so US stock market. It produced 16% return in 2020. Then yellow line is gold. It produced 25% return in 2020. Next. And now you have Bitcoin that had 300% growth last year. Amazing. So as you can see, money is flowing into Bitcoin. This is the reality. These are the facts, you know. And in the investing world, there is one key rule: follow the trend. Go where the trend is. You know, if money is flowing into something, it will not stop flowing there. There is 95% chance that it will continue to flow there. So trends are very, very powerful things in the investing world. You need to follow the trend. So everybody basically is now getting into Bitcoin. And as you will see later, I will show you a bit who is getting into Bitcoin right now. Next. The third driver for this market is corporate adoption. Next. Microstrategy was the first publicly listed company that invested their treasury, their corporate treasury, into Bitcoin. Why? As a hedge against inflation, against money printing. So basically they put $425 million into Bitcoin. Right now, this has tripled in size, you know, they have tripled their money, and they are adding to their positions all the time. Next. Square, this is Mark Dorsey's company. Mark Dorsey is the founder also of Twitter, and he's also the founder of Square. Square invested 50 million in Bitcoin. Next. And this reminds me of a story of Roger Bannister. Up until 1954, nobody thought that it's possible to run a mile under 4 minutes. In 1954, Roger Bannister was the first human to run under 4-minute mile. And then what happened next in the next years? Unbelievable. No, step back, one slide back. What happened next? After he did it, after he broke this record and he showed that it's possible to do it, tens and tens of other athletes did the same, okay? Tens and tens of other people did the same. Why? Because this was just a psychological barrier, okay? This was just a psychological barrier. And when one person broke it, then it could be done, and people, other athletes saw that it can be done, and they did it. And it's the same with Bitcoin adoption for corporations. Up until summer last year, nobody thought that companies can have their treasuries or corporate cash reserves in Bitcoin. Now they see that it's happening. More and more companies are now getting into Bitcoin and are basically investing their corporate cash reserves into Bitcoin. Why? As a hedge against inflation. You know, it's very simple. It's very simple. So this is just the start, and the floodgates are now opened. And I think that there is a very high probability that 2021 will be a huge year for corporate adoption of Bitcoin, because we have just begun. CEO of Microstrategy just hosted a big conference, Bitcoin for Corporations. It was, there were approximately 7,000 chief financial officers and CEOs and so on attending. And I have very, very reliable information that Tesla had 3 people there. So you will not be able to understand what will be happening when Tesla, let's say, announces that they put their corporate treasury into Bitcoin. It will be crazy. Next. PayPal getting into the crypto space. Next. MasterCard getting into the crypto space. Next. Visa getting into the crypto space. They all see that this is the technology of the future of finance. If they will not implement this technology, if they will not get into this space, they will be losers. They will be fossils, you know. They will be like dinosaurs, you know, extinct. And this is the future. Technology is basically eating everything in this world. For the last 10 years, it was internet technology eating everything. And now it's blockchain technology eating everything, especially the financial industry. And if they don't join this powerful movement, they will be left on the sidelines. Next. The last driver is institutional adoption. Next. You have hedge funds, pension funds. Next. High net worth individuals. Next. Billionaires, all investing into Bitcoin right now, but they are just beginning, you know, a very small number now, but this number is increasing exponentially. Next. Billionaires revealing that they hold Bitcoin. Next. Elon Musk saying that Bitcoin is a great asset. You know, just recently, I think it was one week ago, Elon Musk on Clubhouse, he said Bitcoin is a great asset. We are thinking about accepting it and so on. Next. British investment fund Ruffer bought 744 million in Bitcoin recently, and now their investment has already doubled. Okay, so their investment has doubled in 1 month. Amazing. Scaramucci and his Skybridge Capital getting into Bitcoin. So basically, all the key players, all the traditional financial players in the financial industry are getting into this space, and this is just the beginning. Even Ray Dalio, who is an older guy, who is the manager of the biggest investment fund in the world, he called Bitcoin recently in his article one hell of an invention, and he even considers it for a new fund. So amazing things are happening. People who you would never thought that will be like advocates of Bitcoin are now very positive about Bitcoin. It's unbelievable. Even Citibank, you know, the traditional institution, their analysts say Bitcoin could pass 300,000 by December 2021. Next. And the key thing, this is super important. The key thing that will probably happen in 2021 is crypto exchange traded fund. Now, crypto ETF or tracker fund or index fund, when this happens, it's like amazing, it's boom. Why? Because right now it's a bit technical to buy Bitcoin and to hold it. It's a bit, you know, you need a bit of technical knowledge. You need to be a bit computer savvy and so on in order to buy and own Bitcoin and crypto assets. But when ETF comes, everybody in this world who has brokerage account, pension account, or whatever will be able to buy Bitcoin and other crypto assets. So with the click of a button, you will be able to buy crypto just like you are now buying stock index funds or stock funds or bond index funds, you know, whatever. So everybody who has brokerage account will be able to buy crypto with the click of a button. And if you are thinking about getting into this space, investing into this space, you need to be there before this happens, because this could be a game changer. Next. Now, the best news you will ever hear is this. Even though Bitcoin went about 20,000, so 20,000 was Bitcoin's all-time high from 2017 and 18. Okay, so Bitcoin 3 years ago, at the height of the previous bull run, went to 20,000, and then it went down, and then we had this disillusionment phase. Now, recently, 1 month ago or something, it went about 20,000, it went about 40,000, and also it reached 40,000. Okay, but even though Bitcoin is far above the previous all-time highs, people, general public, retail investors are basically nowhere to be seen. So this is Google search interest over time. And for Bitcoin, it's at 1/3 of the previous all-time high. Even though Bitcoin is now, almost doubling, almost 100% higher than the price of Bitcoin is almost 100% higher than the previous all-time high. So general public, retail investors, small guys are not there yet. There is no media hype yet. So there is a huge opportunity in front of us to be in front of most people, most investors, most institutions, most corporations, and so on. And there is still time, I think. Next. So Bitcoin is still highly undervalued. Next. If we compare Bitcoin market cap to gold market cap, next, it's basically a couple of percent. It's like 5 or 6% of gold market cap. So there is a huge opportunity for investors to get into this new asset category before it goes to 10, 20, 30, 50% of gold's market cap. So this is the huge opportunity in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has just begun the current bull market, has just begun. Last time Bitcoin went over the previous all-time highs of 2014, so in 2017 it went above these all-time highs, it made 20x. It went from 1,000 to 20,000. Now it went about 20,000, and I don't expect it to go 20x. It will not go 20x because this would be a bit too much, but it can easily go 10x. Okay, like from 20,000 to 200,000, or maybe to 100,000. Okay, so it can easily go into this region. So that is why anytime somebody asks me, is it still a good time to enter Bitcoin, to invest in Bitcoin? I say, everything under 100,000 for Bitcoin is undervalued. Okay, so a bit back. We are not there yet with the presentation. Yeah, okay, like this. Yeah, perfect. So everything under 100,000, Bitcoin is still highly undervalued. Okay, in buying Bitcoin, in my opinion, under 100,000 is a life-changing opportunity. Okay, next. And that is why I invest heavily in this market, because the beauty is in risk versus reward ratio. No other asset category has this kind of risk versus reward ratio right now on the market. Click. So next. Yeah. So if you right now risk 1, this is your initial investment in Bitcoin or in the crypto market, you risk 1. Okay, you can lose that investment. Okay, it's possible. It's not very likely. Okay, it's very unlikely, but okay, you could lose the entire investment, just like with any other investment. Okay, but the possible return, the potential return, is 10x to 20x in the future, in the next years. Okay, now this is the only investment opportunity that I see on the market that has this kind of risk versus reward. Stocks, no way. It's almost impossible that stocks would go 10x in the next years. Bonds, of course not. Gold, precious metals, no way. Real estate, no way. It's basically almost impossible for any other asset category to go 10x in the next years. For the crypto market, it's entirely possible. It's even very likely. Why? Because it's so small right now, and everybody is getting into this space. Next. So 2021 could be a colossal year for crypto. Next. You have millionaires getting into this space, big corporations getting into this space, small business owners like myself. I'm also putting a part of my cash reserves into Bitcoin because of the hedge against inflation. you have institutions, you have media, you have basically retail investors, you have everybody getting into this space. You have everybody getting into this space, and this is the opportunity. And we have just begun. We have just begun. This bull market has just started, okay? And this is an important thing to understand. Normally, crypto bull markets last for approximately 1 year, okay? And we have just begun this bull market. You know, we are just a month or 2 months into this bull market. So I think, as I see this market, that we still have most of the huge returns in front of us. Next. So this could be the biggest investment opportunity ever. You know, it's not like guaranteed. It's not like 100%. Nothing is 100%. But this could be likely the biggest investment opportunity ever. Next. So with Bitcoin, you can have great returns. Okay, realistically speaking, if you invest your money in Bitcoin, you could go at least 2x to 5x in the next couple of years. Okay, so 2x means 100% return, 5x means 400% return. This is very realistic. But business crypto projects can make you wealthy. Next. This is the only investment opportunity to 10x or even 20x your money. Why? Because they are much more undervalued than Bitcoin. Okay, in the investing world, nobody knows about business crypto projects. You know, all the big investors are just starting to learn about Bitcoin, and all these business crypto projects are next in line. Next. So let me just give you one chart. Again, we are in 2020 chart. Okay, 2020 chart. First, you have blue line and yellow line. This is stocks and gold. Okay. Next, you have Bitcoin 300% growth last year. Next, you have Ethereum 460% growth last year. This is the biggest business crypto project out there. 460% growth last year. Next. And this is what Ethereum did this year. On top of 460% growth, just in this year, just in January and a bit of February, it did 113%. Unbelievable, okay? And this is just the start, because Ethereum is so undervalued that I cannot even describe how undervalued Ethereum is. Ethereum is basically the backbone for the new decentralized financial system that is being created right now. You know, it's totally unbelievable. So next. But there are 2 conditions you need to satisfy if you want to get amazing returns in the crypto market. The first one is you need to act now. Now. If you wait for a month or 2, this market could already go up 100%. Okay? This market went up 100% from the start of this year. Okay? From January to February, it went up 100%. When we will check about, when we will check the returns in 1 month or 2 months, it will probably go up 100 or 200% already. And you need to invest in the right business crypto projects. Next. You need to invest in projects that have great business model. Next. Great team. They have huge potential, and they still need to be under the radar of most investors. Okay. Next. And that is why I prepared a program called Crypto Power Portfolio. This is a live event. So it's a live event. And in this event, I will share with you how to get really amazing gains in the crypto market by using a special strategy that is buy and hold strategy, not trading. We are not trading. We are not day traders and so on, but buy and hold strategy. Next. But this is only for people who, next, would like to greatly outperform most crypto investors. And when you outperform most crypto investors, this means that you outperform like 99.9% of all the investors out there. It's only for people who plan to invest at least $5,000, or this is in pounds, it's 4,000 pounds. So you need to have at least 4,000 pounds to invest just in this market, okay? And this money needs to be money that you can afford to lose, okay? It's very important. In this market, we are investing only money that we can afford to lose. Why? Because it's very volatile market, because small markets are very volatile. If you take a look at Tesla stock 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago, it was very volatile. But what kind of returns Tesla produced? You know, just in the last year, it went up 800%. But you just needed to survive the volatility, okay? You just needed to survive the volatility. And this is the same. These are the new Teslas. These are the new Amazons. These are the new Apples of this world. And you need to survive this volatility at the start to get amazing returns in 6 months, in 1 year, in 2 years, okay? So this is the key. And if you invest, if you are over-invested in this market and you invest money that you cannot afford to lose, you will panic. When there is a correction, you will panic, you will sell. And then the market will turn and it will go upwards again. So you need to only invest money that you are prepared to lose, because this is how you will survive all the corrections that will enable you to get amazing returns at the end. Okay, so this is super important. Next. So what will you learn at the Crypto Power Portfolio live event? First, how to create your winning crypto portfolio. Next, I will show you my personal selection of crypto projects that I am investing in personally. So there are 9 big projects and 15 smaller, super high potential projects in the selection. Okay, so basically you will be able to copy my personal portfolio and how much to invest in each one of them. So I will give you specific allocation that you need to use. Okay, next. So I will show you which projects to invest in and how much to invest in each one of them. So you will get everything. You will be basically able to copy my personal portfolio. And I'm researching this market 3 to 4 hours every day. And I will show you later. We have such an amazing returns with this portfolio that it's hard to believe. It's so hard to believe. I will show you later the screenshots. So this is the key thing in this live event. Next. So we will not be trading in the short run. We will not be day trading. We will not be trading weekly or something. We will be creating a buy and hold portfolio, okay, with some interventions, because there are 3 possible investment strategies in the crypto market. Next. Next. The first strategy is buy and hold. You just buy and hold for a long period of time. Next. Buy and hold with some interventions. This will be our strategy. Why? Because this market is the fastest moving market ever. You need to have some interventions, okay, from time to time. There will be maybe 1 to 2 active interventions per month, okay, 1 to 2 active interventions per month. For example, if one of our projects goes up 10x, maybe I will give you a sell signal. I will say to you, now we will exit this project because it has gone up 10x in the last months, and let's invest in others that are still undervalued, okay? So active interventions, this will be our strategy, the second strategy. And the third strategy is active trading, But if you go into active trading, I can tell you right now that you will lose your money, okay? Because this market is too volatile, and for day traders is like death sentence, okay, for their money. So never, never, never go into active trading. You will lose your money. We will easily, with our buy and hold portfolio, with some interventions, we will outperform like this all the active traders, like this. It's easy as pie. Next. And super important thing, how to buy crypto assets. Which crypto exchanges to use, which accounts do you need to open, how to do it, click by click, step by step. I will share my screen. I have video guides. Even if you are a complete beginner, you will be able to do it, okay? You need to be a bit computer savvy, okay? That is for certain, okay? You need to be a bit computer savvy. If you don't know how to open a Word document, if you don't know how to log in into an online app or something, then it's not for you, okay? It's not for you. Sorry, but you need to be a bit computer savvy, okay? If you are not, it's not for you. Just forget about this market, okay? Super important. But if you are a bit computer savvy, then you can do it, okay? You can do it because I will show you step by step how to do everything, how to purchase, how to open exchanges, how to verify your account, how to buy, how to sell, how to withdraw, everything. It's in my video guides, step by step. How to safely store all the digital assets that you have. So how to safely store them, because it's not safe to keep everything on the exchange, okay? You need to store them offline, in so-called offline wallets, and this is the highest security out there for any asset category. So you need to store them outside of internet, where your crypto assets are not accessible to hackers, okay? So it's very important. Next. And entry and exit strategy. So you will also learn when to enter, and also when we will be exiting this market gradually, exiting this market. I will update you every time we are exiting with a certain percentage. I will update you, okay? So you will get everything. Next. You will also get a self-updating Excel file to track your investments. So at any point in time, you will be able to open the file and you will see what are the current returns for all of your investments and the entire portfolio. Next. So clear and succinct, so much information in clear order. Thank you for being a great translator and making sense of it all. I have been confused and scared to learn. I'm so glad I joined your group. Next. Mark, so grateful for the detailed instructions in this program and for the community where people can ask questions and confirm process. Thank you all. Next. So this will be a live event on the 16th of February. If you are watching the recording, maybe I will have new dates, I will have new dates up until I see that there is an opportunity to start, okay? If at one point in time I see that there is no opportunity or that the risk versus reward is not favorable anymore, I will not have this kind of, invitations anymore. So it will be from 8 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So this is GMT, okay? So UK time, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. with some breaks, of course. Okay, we will also have a lunch break. And you will get a complete recording the same day. When I finish, I will upload everything, all the sessions, I will upload them to your online library. So you will have everything in the online library together with all the tutorials, with all the quick guides and everything. Next. Because this market is the fastest moving market ever, I would not wait till the date of the live event. If I were here right now, if I didn't invest if I wasn't invested in this market already, I would invest this second. Okay, I would start this second. I would not wait a second. So that is why after you register, and I will give you a link in a minute, after you register, you will get a recording, a complete recording of my last live event that I did a couple of weeks ago, and all the video tutorials and everything, so you will be able to start right away, right after you join. Okay, so this is super important, because if you decide to go for it, do it now. Don't wait. In 1 month, this market is very likely to be up 100% from here. Very likely. Next. Next. Today, because you are here with me in this session, I would like to give you a very special opportunity where I will give you a bit of a discount and some bonuses. Next. The regular price for this course is 1,497 euros. This is approximately 1,300 pounds. But like I said, today I would like to give you a special discount, a bit of a discount, and some bonuses. So the discount is 997. So today you can get into this course, you can become a member for 997 euros. This is approximately 850 pounds, okay? And I will give you a link to join in a minute. Next. And apart from that, I will also give you some bonuses. Next. The first bonus is regular updates and support. So whenever I have an active intervention, I will update you via email and via a closed group that we have. Next. When there is a good opportunity to enter with additional money, because a lot of my members want to invest more, I will let you know when these opportunities are, when there is a correction or something. And I will also update you about exit strategy updates, So when I'm starting to exit in this market, I will notify you and I will lead you step by step how to do it and so on. And you will also have access to my private Facebook support group and email support. The Facebook group is very active. If you have a question, normally you will get an answer in minutes or at least in hours, okay? It's very active. We already have approximately 900 members from all around the world, and you will be a member of this group when you join this course. And if for any reason you don't use Facebook, you will also have an option to get our email support. Next. Bonus number 2. When I have a new live event, I immediately, the same day when I finish, I upload it to your library, to your online library, okay? You get this recording the same day. So all the events, of course, are online events, and I upload the recordings, so you are covered forever. Not forever, but for as long as this bull market will last. So for how much you will get all these bonuses and also the course for as long as we are in this market. When we will be exiting this market and when we exit 100%, then we will just throw a party and that will be it, okay? But up until then, you are 100% covered. Next. This bonus is the most amazing bonus ever. 10x opportunities. When I'm buying a new project with a short-term 10x potential, I immediately notify you via email and via Facebook group, okay? So these are smaller projects that have huge potential for amazing returns. And I will give you entry and exit notifications, okay? And I will show you in a couple of minutes, couple of screenshots, and you will be amazed, okay? You will be amazed. I will show you one project that we had 10x opportunity that we just exited, and I will show you the returns. Usually, this is 497 annually, but as a part of this offer, I will give you this for free. So for as long as this bull market goes on and we don't exit, you will be covered also with 10x opportunities, and you will get all these 10x opportunities. Now, is it like mandatory to invest in them? No, you can just keep and buy and hold portfolio and that's it. But if you want to have some extra gains, then you can also invest in these 10x opportunities. Next. So did you miss Facebook, Tesla, Apple? Then this is the next big thing. Next. This is like investing in Tesla when the stock price was like 6 or 10 or 20, and now it's like 900. Okay, so this is basically the biggest investment opportunity out there, and I'm not exaggerating. I will show you screenshots right now. You will see what kind of gains it's possible to get in this market in a very short period of time. Next. So order now. The order link is roberttrolling.com/bestyou. Okay, so it's roberttrolling.com/bestyou, and you will get Crypto Power Portfolio live event plus immediately recording of the last event so that you can start immediately right now. Regular updates and support for free. Recordings of all the future events for free. And 10x opportunity updates for free. All this for a one-time payment of 997 euros, and you are covered until we exit this market. Until this bull market lasts, you are covered, and I will be with you. And you will never be alone because it's a group. It's always active. I'm always keeping my members updated with emails and everything, and I will show you a couple of screenshots now. So go to roberttrolling.com/bestyou. Now, this is one of the projects that we, so I will show you two 10x opportunities. The first one that I did, that I notified my members about 3 years ago when I started, and the last one that we just exited. Okay, so the first one was 3 years ago. This was Revain, and we were entering it. Next, we were entering it here at 0.13, and this was on the 17th of November 2017. Okay, so this was our entry. Next, and this is what this project did in just 3 months. Just 3 months. It went to 2.77, and here was my sell signal. Next. So as you can see in this screenshot, this was for my account, and I notified all of the members on the same day. Basically, we entered on the 17th of November 2017, and we exited on 31st of January 2018. Next, our return on investment was, next, 2,000%. 2,000%. Next, in 3 months, 1,000 grew to 21,000. Next. This was the last exit that we had for another coin. So on the 2nd of February, you can see this in the top right corner of this email. On the 2nd of February, we exited one of the projects, and different members had anywhere from 500 to 1,800% return. Just in the last 2 months, this project did more than 500% return. Just in a couple of days, you know, some members were new. They invested in this project, you know, like in the end of January. By the beginning of February, it did 100%, and then we exited. Next. So here is also my Facebook post in this group with the same content, and here you have the picture. If you also have the chart. So we exited with some crazy gains. I personally had 1,700% gain. 1,700% gain. And next, and you can see here right now what were the returns for different members. Sold 50%, I got 300% return in 3 weeks. Wow, woke up this morning and saw a 1,280% gain. Sold 40%. Many thanks, Robert. Next. Thanks, Robert. 50% sold, 800% gain. I purchased on 2 occasions in 2020. One is 800% and other 1,500%. Next. Now I will give you, so this was about this project, that we sold. And now some general screenshots. But right now these percentages are much higher because this was, I made these screenshots in January, but right now the market went additional 100% upwards, So 343% since September 2020. Next. 135,000 up since our last webinar on the 28th of December 2020. So this was like in 1 month, 125,000 up. My customer support and my team is working around the clock to give you the best possible info to solve all of your problems and so on. I would call this amazing value add because I'm having Q&As and everything all the time, and I don't even promise them. It's just rare to get such customer service these days. Couldn't agree more. Fantastic. Next. Woke up this morning and the portfolio is up 25%. It will not happen every day, but a lot of times, we have such crazy gains. Next, because we are in the bull market. One project plus 90% today. Mamma mia. Next. Yeah, these are the problems that my members are facing. I couldn't help noticing that this project goes up almost 180% in less than a week. Should we do something about it? Okay, next. My first investment was in 2018, but because for some reasons I didn't follow your strategy then, I was among the losers then and I stopped. But now 70% since November, and I've started with the pretty serious sum, and this was by the end of December, this screenshot. So right now he's probably 200% up. Next. Started after your online course in October 2020, 152% return. Thank you. Thank you. Next. I invested £11,000 across all of the coins with the exception of 3. My portfolio is worth a staggering £16,000 and I'm completely blown away as this has happened in 3 weeks. Next. Robert, just wanted to deeply thank you and your team for all the financial education courses and books you have created and brought to help others. Never thought that all would start with my general investing course, MMM, then the $1 Million Decision book, and now with Crypto Power Portfolio. I've done Crypto Power Portfolio on 28th of December 2020. So basically in a month, I have doubled my investment. And as you can see here, total profits, 1 million. He started with 1 million, now he has 2 million. Where else can you get this kind of return? And I can tell you, nowhere, nowhere, nowhere. And we are just beginning. As I see it, this member who made 1 million already, probably by the end of this bull market, he will probably have approximately 5 to 10 million in his account. Very likely, very likely. Next. Very likely. And some more, some more results. This was all, these screenshots were taken. So the last screenshot was now a couple of days ago, but these were in January. Next. Oh, this is my favorite testimonial. I'm grateful I have met you in 2014 in Romania. Since then, I'm following you. Every time I listened to your recommendations, I had great results and vice versa. When I didn't listen, I had the great losses. Okay, I will not always be right, okay? But right now, we have so amazing returns, Part of the reason is because I'm very humble. I don't think that I will always be right. I try to do a good risk management. I try to keep my head cool. And I'm doing a lot of research, hours and hours per day, and support and so on. I did more than 100 different courses, webinars, and your approach to your clients is the best. Thanks for all. I agree, great value provided, the ROI is priceless. Okay, next. So this is again the summary. So you basically get everything, all the guides, how to open your accounts, how to buy the projects, which projects to buy, how to allocate your money percentage-wise, everything. You get my total support, you get my team's total support, you get Facebook group. All of the issues that you might have will be solved in a matter of very likely hours, okay? So robertjoly.com/bestyou, okay? Best you. So this is the offer. And now I would like to also answer some of the questions that people normally have when they are thinking about joining this course. Okay. Now, one of the questions is, can you open an account anywhere in the world? And the answer is yes. The only two countries that are maybe the exception are India and Russia. Okay, so if you are from the UK, if you are from Europe, if you are from the United States, if you are from anywhere, then you can open your accounts, you can invest. It's not a problem, okay? Just Russia and India have some crazy laws because they are, they have some crazy laws that they don't allow their citizens to invest easily into these assets. So if you are from Europe, if you are from UK, from the United States, anywhere, it's okay. Okay. Then one of the question is, how fast do you need to react after each tip? What if I miss your email? Now, all of my updates, entry and exit updates, about 10x opportunities, usually it's not like you need to invest that very second. Okay, even if you invest 1 or 2 days after that, you will be perfectly okay. Even a week after, you will be perfectly okay, because it's not like that I give you an update or opportunity and it goes like 100% up the next second. Okay, it's not like this, because these are still serious projects. It's not like some kind of penny stocks or something. Then one question is about UK. So UK Financial Conduct Authority is banning crypto derivatives. How does this affect opportunities? It does not, okay? Because we are not investing in derivatives. We are not investing in leveraged products. We are investing in the real thing. So it's like in the stock market. We are investing like in stocks and not in options. Okay, we are not on leverage. We are investing in the real thing. Okay, not in some kind of derivatives. And this regulation, okay, this law by the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK, I think it's very good for the crypto space. Why? Because this space needs regulation. The more it is regulated, the more institutions will invest in it. Okay, so if this space was not regulated, no institution would invest in this space. Raffer Fund would not invest 700 million into this space if it was not regulated. So regulation is good for this market. Okay, and the more regulated this market is, the more money it will come. The more money will come into it, and we will have better returns. So this is good for us. We don't want to hide anything. Everything is transparent. You will need to report your taxes and everything, because if you are having amazing gains, you will need to report these gains when you sell, okay? So everything is transparent. We are not trying to hide anything, So that is why I think that these regulations are very good for the crypto industry, okay? And like I said, if this space was not already regulated, nobody would invest in it, no serious investor would invest in it. But right now, everybody is getting into this space because it is regulated. Then another question that I usually get is it better to save? Is it better to save money for crypto exchange traded funds? My answer is no, no, no. If you wait for a year or maybe 6 months, you will miss the train. The opportunity is now, when there is no ETF, when there is no big investors, or maybe just a small amount of big investors in this market. When everybody will go into this market, throughout the next year, the opportunity will be gone, for life-changing gains. So you need to be in this market now. I would not, like I said, if I was not in this market already, I would invest this very second. I would not wait a second, okay? Because it's the fastest moving market ever. And right now, my personal portfolio is more than 50% in crypto. When I started, it was 10%. And I am not reallocating. Right now, I'm not reallocating. Why? Because I see the biggest investment opportunity in the crypto market. If I didn't see this opportunity, I would be selling right now, but I'm not selling. I'm just, keeping all this, I let the winners run. I let the winning horse run, I'm not, it's crazy. Some people, say, like for Tesla, when Tesla was 100, they were telling Tesla stock owners, sell, Tesla is already overvalued. Then when it was 200, they again said, Tesla is overvalued, sell. Then it went to 300, again the same story. 500, the same story. 800, the same story. These financial experts are always telling investors, sell, because, it's already gone up too much, But this is the technology. Money is flowing into the technology sector. And the old technology giants like Apple, like Google, like Facebook, like Amazon, they are already big. They are already the biggest companies in the world. So there is no opportunity there, okay? Is it possible that Amazon goes 2x, okay, 100% return? Yes, it's possible, but it's not very likely that it will do that in the next year because it's already one and a half trillion or something, the market cap. And now that is why I'm not adding to my stock positions right now, and I'm also, I'm just keeping the crypto market investments to run because these are the winners. These are the huge winners, and the biggest gains are in front of us. Okay, this is as I see it. Can I guarantee you this? No, nothing is guaranteed. Okay, but as I see this market, we are on the verge of probably the biggest bull market in history, okay? And it's just beginning. It's just beginning. So this is basically it. I think that I am at my limit, at my time limit. So Bernardo, can I check if it's okay to wrap it up?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Alex, can we get rid of the presentation, please? Thank you. Let me just bring you in. Perfect. Hold on a minute there. Okay, perfect. Great. Thank you, Robert. That was a great presentation, very informative. I saw some of your webinars previously, and not only, you provide insight on everything related to crypto and Bitcoin and all the altcoins and everything else that's going, but I find it fascinating. I find it extremely interesting. I get it. Look, if you don't have the money and you can't afford to lose it, you shouldn't be investing. But I can't tell you, like you have over the years, I've seen so many people that leave the money in the bank, money that is supposed to be giving them a saving that they don't need, that they can invest. I'm the same. Everything that I get, I just have enough money for my food, to pay my rent, for whatever it is. And everything goes into crypto. Everything goes into buying some stock. And it's
basically the whole situation, the macroeconomic situation of this world, central banks, governments, they are rewarding investors right now. So if you are not investing, you are basically losing the purchasing power. So everything points to you need to invest, and either you play this game, or you have your money in the bank and you get zero, or even more, you get minus. You get negative returns because of the inflation. So either you play this game or or nothing.
Or watch other people like you and me, hopefully, potentially making the money.
Yeah. So maybe the last message for people who maybe don't have money to invest, then you need to learn how to make more money. Your key thing, if you don't have money to invest, you need to first learn how to make money. When you make some money, then this investing game becomes really interesting. Okay.
Yeah. The other thing is what you were pointing out is you don't have to buy a Bitcoin, you can buy a fraction of it.
Yeah.
And you can start putting, a lot of these platforms provide you the opportunity to put a recurring payment, £10 a week, $20 a week, $20 a month, $15, $100, whatever it is, it will start building up. So people have to start whatever way. Yeah. Perfect. Robert Willison, thank you so much. Delighted to have you here. I hope a lot of people are going to take action. Obviously, we'll put this recording on the TV and on the online platform. Thank you so much for all your advice. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. It was an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, that was Robert at Rolling from, basically providing us some phenomenal insight into investing in crypto. Now, funny enough, my next guest, who is someone that is going to have a TV show in the Best You. Well, she also teaches people financial independence, and she also literally provides people the insights of how to run a business, how to manage your credit card, how to open an account with Robinhood. All these different things that are so essential nowadays. And I don't know if you've seen it, but it's been kind of like the theme a little bit with this Best You, because I've felt that it's so important to provide, financial skills. I've said this quite a few times over the last 3 days and the previous expos. I've seen so many people in personal development that have phenomenal skills, but they're broke, and that's no good for anyone. This is a time to learn new things. This is a time to invest. This is a time to read. Technology and everything that's happening is so exciting. 5G is coming. Electrical vehicles. Look at the growth of Tesla and all the new vehicles that are coming. NIO and all the new amazing, brands that are creating electric cars. All the big factories, GM, Ford, they're all going towards electric cars. It's the future. It's here. It's now. And then when you look at obviously all the cryptocurrency, and then that masterclass that we got from Robert, it is not all about Bitcoin. It's about this software that is all being developed, with Ethereum and in blockchain and everything is going to be the new Amazons, the new Googles, and you want to start buying into this stock. And funny enough, some of these, kind of like, which might be $10, $15 now, to have one of these coins could be worth $200, $500, $1,000. It was the same story with a lot of them. So I highly recommend that ideally, hopefully you take action. And if not, please read, start learning, and start investing. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to play a quick commercial break, just 3 minutes, and then we're going to be back here to invite my new guest. Thank you so much. Hi, it's Bernardo Moy. I'm the founder of The Best You. I wanted to share with you my vision, my dream, the concept of The Best You. The well-being industry is worth $3 trillion. Why? Because everyone wants to become the best version of themselves. The well-being industry is massive, but there isn't a place where you could connect with everyone, a place where speakers, authors, leaders could share their expertise, and a place where people that are looking, seeking, interested in finding that knowledge for them to connect. So The Best You is a multi-platform, global platform. And what we have is we have a variety of products and services. Our first thing is the Best You Expo. Now, we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and over these last 5 years, we've had close to 70,000 people attend, and we promoted more than 700 speakers. Additionally to that, because we filmed every single event, we have more than 700 talks from world leaders, all in one library of content. Additionally to that, the Best You magazine with interviews with world leaders and experts on any and every subject related to personal and professional growth. And one of the most exciting projects that we're involved in now is the Best You Legacy Clubs. This will become the biggest, largest network for people in personal, professional growth. The Best You is now the fastest growing personal development platform on the planet. And the reason being is because we literally cater for anyone and everyone's needs in the well-being industry. Look, the difference between this event and any other event that you've seen out there is that the Best You has a very clear purpose. Our purpose is to help individuals find ultimately what they're here for, what their legacy is going to be. But we only really work with like-minded individuals. We work with people that believe in the same kind of values that we have. And that is that personal and professional growth is about helping others, not only helping yourself, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot of that. There's all these events which are literally sales fest. We're not that. If that's what you're looking for, you need to go elsewhere. But if you're interested in working with a brand that has a phenomenal reputation, that is only working with the best, I hope you join us, because this is it.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the Best You, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
One of the things I frequently say is that we don't think about what we're thinking about. And not only we're not thinking about what we're thinking about, we just have really terrible thoughts. A lot of people just have this terrible internal dialogue, which all they're doing is just being detrimental to themselves. They're saying terrible things to themselves. So the first thing you need to be is you need to be aware. You need to be aware of your thoughts. You need to be able to think what you're thinking about and making sure that what you're thinking about are things that are going to help you, empower you. And that's what I say normally, is that the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. If you ask yourself empowering questions, unconsciously you're going to start finding ways in where you can find a solution to that, to go where you want to go. And one of the things I really find interesting and fascinating, that there's so many people that think, but then they think small. Oh my God, why would you? If you're going to think big. It's free. Think big.
Are you sick and tired of struggling to get your career to where you want it to be? Working with the right coach can be a life-changing experience, and Bernardo Moya is changing lives all over the world. Learn how to create revenue streams, attract higher qualified clients consistently, market your brand, and promote your business to a global audience. Bernardo is one of the biggest names in the world of personal development. He is an entrepreneur, an author, a speaker, and a founder and chief inspirational officer of the Best You Corporation. So fast track your career now.
Hi, we're back. And basically, well, look, we have Lisa Nichols joining us in a little while, and we're very excited about that because she is an absolute powerhouse. One of the best speakers, if not the best female speaker on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. I know there's some phenomenal speakers out there, but she is just amazing. She spoke at the Best You Virtual Expo in Miami, and we absolutely loved it. Love her. So we've had a lot of fun. The last 3 days has been a lot of fun. We've talked all sorts of things from great experts. Rob Moore, we've had Judy May Murphy, we've had a replay of Les Brown, we've had Paul O'Mahony, we've had Didi Wong, we've just had some fantastic speakers sharing. We've had panels to discuss, the Best You TV series. And it's just been a lot of fun. And I think, we love doing the Best You Expo because ultimately, we bring all these great experts, and that they do this from a place of love. They're all very excited to be involved and to help. And we're very excited in our next project, the new project of getting involved in the Best You TV. And I just wanted to obviously kind of highlight some of the people that are already there. We have the Best You Expo talks already. We've got hundreds of talks there from all our previous expos. We have the NLP live talks. These are just live talks, all related to the subjects of NLP, more than 50, 60 interviews. We've got Inspiring People talks, Inspiring People interviews. I've interviewed so many great people over the years, more than 60. And we also have now, different shows that are either live or coming. So one of the ones that we have is Dr. Fabricio Marcini. Dr. Fabricio Marcini has his show, which is called Thriving in the New Normal. Now, his show's there, and you can literally watch it. It's him working, interviewing the biggest experts on all sorts of expertise. He's interviewing Jack Canfield, Dr. Phil, all sorts of great people. But, he covers, as a doctor, all of the important aspects to have a natural, healthy life. As he shows us, it's called Thriving in the New Normal. And this is just a quick preview so you get a feel of what it looks like. Thank you.
We are living in unprecedented and uncertain times. Thriving in the New Normal is my new TV show created just for you. Are you aware that while most people are surviving during this new normal, others are thriving like never before? Which one are you? Circumstances have never defined a person. Our responses do. What if you could experience the thoughts and behaviors of some of the most successful people in the world and how they have chosen to respond? Let us help you become the person you were destined to be and not just your current reality. You deserve it. Get ready to thrive. Watch my show now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play.
Yes, available on Roku, Amazon, and Google. So basically, all you need is an Apple TV in order to be able to see it. Just look for the app, the Best You Corporation. You'll find it on Roku. You need a Roku stick or an Amazon Fire stick. And it is also available on Google Play now as download the app. And it's going to be available on iOS as well, so you can watch it on your phone. So we're very excited about that. There's so many more and so much more content coming. One of the shows we've got coming is Mas Sajadi. And Mas Sajadi has this phenomenal reach and expertise. He's helped hundreds of thousands of people. He's reached hundreds of thousands, probably close to millions now, because he has over 1 million followers on Facebook. So we're very excited about his show going. So this is a very quick preview of his show coming soon.
My passion is to set people free by helping you transform any area of your life more effectively and faster than anything you've tried before. I do this by unique abilities gifted to me through 2 near-death experiences that allow me to help you change your frequency, changing your life.
Now, again, remember, if you might be watching this live and you might have missed some of the talks throughout the weekend, either in the Empowering Women, the Masters, Mentors, and Influencers. Within 7 days, they're all going to be published on the Best You Online, and they're going to be uploaded, nearly all of them, onto the Best You TV as well. Nearly all of them, not all of them. But if you're looking for all the content, all our library of content of the Best You Expos, NLP Live Talks, also courses, lots of courses, and so many more coming, you got to go to the Best You Online, the bestyou.online. Now, you get a 15-day free trial, and that's it. Have a look around. And if you like it, then it's only $159 for the year, $15.90 for a month. So let me just give you a quick preview of what the Best You Online looks like. Thank you.
The Best You Online. Featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online.
So one of the, I've interviewed a lot of people, as I said, over the years. And one of the people that I really thoroughly loved interviewing, and there's just a snippet here, I think it's around 4 or 5 minutes, is one Olympian called Tanni Grey-Thompson. Now, Tanni Grey-Thompson is a Paralympic, and I think she won a total of 13 medals in total, a powerhouse. And I was asking her, what does it take to be resilient? What does it take to stand out? What does it take to, to do the amazing things that she did? So I'm just going to play this very quick interview, and we'll be right back. Just a few minutes. Thank you.
The Best You Online. Featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. With over 500 speakers, The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online.
Tell me what the Olympics, what they represent, and what it was to represent your country. And
to compete for your country at that level it's just incredible, because it's the peak of anything that you could ever wish to do. So although World Championships, Europeans, other competitions were important, for me competing at Paralympics was all I wanted to do. I competed at 5, and when I think about how many friends and colleagues along the way who were all trying to do that, who maybe didn't even get to compete at 1, to then be at 5 was amazing. And I always remember from my first one through to my 4th, always knowing I was going to do another 4 years, that I wanted that moment again, because it's the crowd, it's you have the best in the world who are there, and it's great, huge pressure. And I remember, before each of my finals, being in the sort of warm-up track, about 2 hours before, thinking, what am I doing here? Am I good enough? You ask yourself all those questions, and that's the point where you have to look back at your training and your preparation and know that you've done everything you could. So I like training. Training was good. I mean, it'd be nice to not to have to do quite as much of it, but the only way I knew I was going to have a chance of winning was to train 15 times a week, was to do everything in my life to make sure when I was on that start line I had the best chance. Because after a race at Paralympic final, you can't say, "Excuse me, can we just do that again, please?" You have 16 seconds, 28 seconds, whatever it is. You have this short space of time to prove that you're good, and you can't go back. The mindset and the drive is hugely important, to make yourself train every day, actually, because there are some times when, if it's -5 and it's foggy outside and you have to do 20 miles training, you're not there going, "Yay, I'm a GB athlete, aren't I?" And that there are moments when you get to train in very nice places around the world, and it's different. But when you're tired and you've got blisters and you're in the middle of a winter training session where it feels forever before you're going to compete again, you have to have something that makes you go out and do the things you don't like doing. Not necessarily the things you like doing tend to be the things that you're good at, but you get most improvement from doing the things that you maybe don't like or not so good at doing. And I think that's one of the things that I was good at, was making myself do the hard graft, because you knew that's all pennies in the bank. It all makes a difference for when you come to that start line. So, my Paralympic career, 5 games, 11 goals, is 19 and a half minutes. I didn't have very long to prove myself. So for me, that's why I trained hard, because I knew I had this ultimately limited time to achieve.
what is determination to you?
Determination is knowing what you want. I think being very honest about where you are now, because you have to know your starting point if you've got a goal, if you're trying to achieve something. And it's about not giving up. It's about doing everything you have to, doing things you like doing things you don't like doing. And there's belief in there as well. You know, if you're determined to reach a goal, there will be points which is really hard and it feels like it's not worth it and you might be going backwards. But you have that belief in yourself that you will get there. And I think probably people who know me, they would be polite if they say I was determined. There's other names I've been called as well, but I think it's that ability to push yourself really hard, to believe that you're doing the right thing.
Are you sick and tired of struggling to get your career to where you want it to be? Working with the right coach can be a life-changing experience, and Bernardo Moya is changing lives all over the world. Learn how to create revenue streams, attract higher qualified clients consistently, market your brand, and promote your business to a global audience. Bernardo is one of the biggest names in the world of personal development. He is an entrepreneur, an author, a speaker, and a founder and chief inspirational officer of the Best You Corporation. So fast-track your career now.
So, very soon with you, Lisa Nichols. I wanted to highlight, there was out of all the interviews, I've done many interviews, as I said, they're all on the Inspiring People interview series on the Best You TV, on the Best You Online. And one of the people that I really I really identified with, and gave me a fantastic tip that I use now with all the clients that I coach and mentor and work with. It's going to be a spoiler alert, but she's going to talk about it, I think, in this brief interview that I'm going to show in a minute, because it's only a few minutes. She talked about the idea of writing 2 eulogies. And I use this in my legacy clubs. We run legacy clubs around the world where we do networking and we meet and we connect and we support and help each other with the intention of understanding what our purpose and legacy is going to be. And we run this exercise, and it is literally to write 2 eulogies. And it's a very, very powerful exercise. So I highly recommend that you give it a go. And what it is just simply write down, you not taking any action, still playing safe, not taking any risks, not dealing or daring to do what you need to do. And then the other one is where you just go for it, where, you have no fear. You go and do absolutely everything that you just dream of, and you do it, and write what those 2 eulogies would look like. How would they sound when they read them out, and which one would excite you? And obviously, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to go, hopefully, for the second one, the one that, and that's it, really. And that was her trigger. But let's play the Ros Savage video better in her words, and you hear it from her. Thank you.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the Best You, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
Plenty of internal dialogue going on, I can imagine.
Oh, yes.
Plenty of it. And obviously positive ones, most
not so much.
No, well, but I mean, you carried on, so they did win at the end. But I can only imagine the silences, those moments of just simply hearing the sea, or just you rowing away. I mean, there was plenty of silence, plenty of time to think.
It's really completely silent, 'cause it's normally like from the wind, and the waves are crashing around, and it was a particularly bad year for weather on the Atlantic. 2005 was a very stormy year, so it was rough. There's something about being that alone. I did talk to my mum for about 5 minutes every day, because using a satellite phone is incredibly expensive. But mostly it was just me with my own thoughts, especially after the stereo broke. And I did spend a lot of the time in a very negative place. Like, all the old demons came back up, the self-doubt, the self-criticism. I beat myself up so badly. Every single day I felt like I was failing. I had massive imposter syndrome. I'm just a management consultant, get me out of here. But I think there's a lot to be said for having enough naive optimism to get yourself into something, to have publicly committed to it, and then having too much stubborn pride to get yourself out of it. Yeah. There were so many times when I would have loved to, I was never actually going to quit, but I think, couldn't my boat just capsize, and then I can call for a rescue? Yeah. I
have a reason.
Yes, I can quit without dishonour. Yeah. But I wasn't willing to abandon my pride so much that I would just go, oh, you know what, I'm overwhelmed. Please just come and rescue me. And I found so many different ways to just keep myself going. Okay. I think so much of success is just not quitting. Yeah. Yeah. And I love that Winston Churchill quote, that success is the ability to go from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Yeah. I had plenty of losses of enthusiasm, but I still managed to just keep on going. And it was really only in the last few days that I started to think, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. Yeah. Coming back to mindset, I spent a lot of my time asking myself, can I do this? Can I do this? And the way that the mind works is it then goes, let's go check the memory banks and see if we've ever done this before. Yeah. It goes back through the memory banks and goes, oh, blank. No, we have no evidence we can do this. You know what? I don't think we can do this. Yes. And I had a bit of an epiphany one day. I was like, this is a completely bogus question. It's a pointless question. The only way I can find out whether I can do this is to just keep doing it, just keep sticking my oars in the water for 12 hours a day, just keep showing up. And one day I will either have done this or I won't have done this, but that's really the only way I can know.
The Best You Store, helping you do more, achieve more, be more. Store.thebestyou.co.
Yeah, Roz Savard, powerful. I think she was the first lady, first woman to row the five oceans, and what a task! Can you imagine? And wow, can you imagine? I've interviewed so many great people. There was another person, another interview that I did was Adam Walker. He's a swimmer. I think they called it the Ocean 7. He swam, more than 11, 15 different ridiculous challenges of swimming for 18, 20 hours, being bit by sharks or medusas, you name it, the mental power. So that's another great interview. I highly recommend you watch if you can on the Best You Online or the Best You TV. So look, we're going to have Lisa Nichols, talk coming up soon. We hope she's going to join us as well, also for some Q&A. As I said, for us, it's just an absolute honor to have an amazing lady like her speaking at the Best You and the Best You Expo. We've got big plans. We're going to have all sorts of great content coming on to the Best You TV. So keep an eye on it. I hope you download the app. I hope you recommend it to your friends. I hope you start watching it, because we're going to have so many things. We're looking at producing documentaries, producing some shows, all sorts of things. So I'm going to play very quickly a commercial about one of the series that we're producing, one of the first series that we're producing, which is called the Best Series. Now, the Best Series, basically what it is, it's us interviewing and highlighting. There's 4 series to it: the best coaches, best speakers, best authors, and best mentors. So it's 20 episodes each, and we interview and highlight and present to you these amazing, talented experts, coaches, speakers, authors, and mentors. And we've already got probably 15 or 20 people that have come forward that we're going to start interviewing in this next couple of months, and it will all be showcased literally in the next couple of months in the Best You TV. And listen, there's still opportunities. If you have what it takes, if you think you want to be in television, you want to be in front of hundreds of millions of people, you want to be targeting a different market, and you want to present yourself as obviously a leader in the industry, it's the time to take action. It's the time to come forward. So let me just show you very quickly the Best You TV, so you get a feel for what it is, and the Best TV series, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Are you in the personal development world trying to reach a larger audience? Are you a motivational speaker, an author, therapist, coach, or business guru tired of pushing out content with little results? Gain more clients and expand your business today. Get your show or content on the Best You TV.
People from all over the world are seeking inspiration, looking for answers, looking for ways to become the best version of themselves. And the Best You is launching in 2021 the Best TV series, a place where we will feature the best speakers, coaches, authors, and mentors. Leaders in their own rights, innovators, influencers, inspirers of the 21st century. Coming soon to the Best You TV.
Hi. So look, I've also mentioned, and I hope you've taken advantage of it, I'm offering my book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose. I did a presentation on Friday. It'll be on the Best You TV, it'll be on the Best You Online and previous ones that I've done. I believe that we all have phenomenal abilities within us. We have resilience. I believe that we're all capable of change. We understand how good change is for us, although sometimes we tend to fight it, and also how important it is to reinvent ourselves. So that's what I cover in the book, that and many other things. Obviously, the most important thing I cover in the book is about questions, about asking yourself empowering questions, questions that are going to push you, motivate you to get you going to become the best version of yourself. So if you have registered to the Best You Expo and you've attended, well, you would have got a booking confirmation and you would have received a link to the free book. Apart from that, if you're watching the recording now, you've got the URL there at the bottom. Please take advantage of it. It's the audiobook. I'm very proud of it. It's me. I read it. And there's several chapters. I talk about ego. I talk about honesty. I talk about love. I talk about obviously taking care of the things that are important, about taking care of the planet, about you becoming the best version of yourself. And as I said, I've said this before, but look, if in the honesty chapter, I'll tell you, if you love the book, tell everyone. If you don't love it, don't tell anyone. Okay. But please, I hope you enjoy it. I've written it to help people share my story a little bit. And there it is. So thank you so much. Well, look, we're going to be inviting Lisa Nichols in a few minutes to her talk. We're going to play a quick commercial. We're going to be sharp here, sharp back at 6 p.m. Thank you so much.
Who will impact the world next? The speakers at our very first Best Youth Global, that's who. Are you a young powerhouse between the ages of 8 and 20? Then this expo is just for you. Join us on June 12th and 13th as a global influencer or global innovator and share your story, your influence, your journey to make and market your creativity, or just share your inspiration. All speakers will have automatic access to the Best Gen Zone. This is where the Best You Expo has free offerings and discount coupons just for your generation. For more information and to register as a speaker, go to thebestyouexpo.com today.
Now, the Best You Personal and Professional Development Virtual Expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the Best You, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
Tell me about your early years. What was
I grew up in a very middle-class home. We lived between my mother's beauty shop and my dad's car lot. He was career Navy, and they never talked to me about school. I just was driven. So I was in fact, I said, if we can bottle what you did with me as a kid, I'd like to become a billionaire. But I was the proverbial straight-A student, so very popular at test time. And so their dream was that I would get a college education because I was the first generation to go to college, my sister and I. So the day I graduated was the only day I ever saw my dad emotional. And it was pretty special. And they wanted me to get the great career, so I went to Atlanta, Georgia, and started as a CPA, certified public accountant, and was rising very quickly in the ranks. And at the ripe old age of 25, remember at 25 when we know everything? We're authorities on everything, right? I said, if I'm going to work this hard, I should work for myself, not someone else. And about that time, I got the call inviting me to join one of my clients in a company. And I went off to start my entrepreneurial career. That was when at 25.
25. So you just raced along.
Yes, it was the worst mistake of my life. It was the worst business.
But tell me a little bit about it. Your teachers. Did you have? I mean, you were an A student, but was school easy? School was easy for you, but did anyone inspire you? Any teachers in particular that stood out, that helped you?
My 8th grade English teacher, Mrs. Bosch, told me that I was going to be on stage and a great writer. Now, I was into math, so I kind of, forgot what she said until years later. But, and then in high school, several teachers, and it was really college. My sorority house mother said, "You need to be on stage." And I said, no, because being a celebrity and being on stage was never on my bucket list. I just wanted to support and help people.
But it's so important having teachers telling you or giving you the right messages in the early years, because in many cases it's the contrary, isn't it? You want to teach
I was always the teacher's pet, you know. What can I say? But for me, it was always driving to be better and to give back and to do better and to help others alongside me, and particularly at test time. But it was really for me dedicated to making a difference. When I was a little girl, my father would ask me every night at bedtime, "Have you added value to someone's life today?" And that motto has, I've lost him 10 years ago, but I still ask myself that at night, have I added value to someone's life today?
That's a great question to ask yourself, absolutely. So at the age of 25, you became an entrepreneur. I
did. Went racing off. Worst business decision. Within a few weeks, I realized there was all kinds of corruption in this company. And, I asked, how many of you have made business decisions that were bad, right? A few of you might raise your hand. Those of you at home, raise your hand. And, but Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, says out of every adversity, every failure comes a seed of an equal or greater benefit. And that's when I met Michael Lecter, my husband of 36 years. So I got a great life lesson and great benefit out of the worst business decision of my life.
Absolutely.
And the rest is kind of history. So.
The Best You Online. Featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. With over 500 speakers, The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online.
The Best You Virtual Expo, Day 3, London here, and we're very excited because we're going to end with a bang. Yes, you can't get better than this. We've been very excited about this all weekend. I already mentioned to you that we had the honor of having the amazing Lisa Nichols share basically some phenomenal wisdom at our last virtual expo, and she's here now virtually in London too. So I'm going to read a bio quickly. I'm going to bring her in, and then we'll play her talk, and then she's going to be at the end to ask us some questions. So please make sure that you engage with us. Lisa Nichols is one of the world's most requested motivational speakers, as well as a media personality and corporate CEO whose global platform has reached nearly 80 million people. From a struggling single mum on public assistance to a millionaire entrepreneur, Lisa's courage and determination has inspired worldwide and helped countless audiences break through to discover their own untapped talents and infinite potential. As founder of Chief Executive and the Chief Executive Officer of Motivating the Masses, Inc., Lisa has developed workshops and programs that have transformed the lives of countless of men and women and altered the trajectory of businesses throughout the country and across the world. Lisa is also a best-selling author of 6 books, and her 7th book, Abundance Now, was published in 2016 by HarperCollins. In Abundance Now, Lisa continues her journey with her fans, providing a clear and practical blueprint for personal success, drawn directly from the life experiences of its beloved author. Abundance Now is the follow-up of Lisa's New York Times bestseller, No Matter What. So I'm going to bring Lisa in. I'm just going to say hi quickly to, hey, there she is.
Hello, hello, hello.
So lovely to see you again.
I'm so happy to be with you as well. Excited to be here so we can do this magic again.
Yeah, thank you so much. As I said, I'm honored. We've been so excited to have you here. And look, I can't wait. I can't wait to ask you a couple of questions. You gave us some real great golden nuggets last time. We got some great stuff. So
yes,
Lisa,
we did.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Hi there. I'm so excited to be a part of the Best You event. What a perfect name. After all, so many of us, I know I for years have pursued touching the next best version of myself. To everyone who's worked tirelessly to put this event together, thank you. Thank you for giving us a space to acknowledge who we are, to acknowledge where we've been, and then to strategize to touch the person that we're becoming. I'm so honored to be with you today. I'm so honored to share this time with you. You know, I look back on my life and I look at where I am today, and it literally blows my mind. Sometimes I can't believe. It's hard for me to take in. It's hard for me to read the bio and go, oh my God, that's my life. 7 bestsellers and an internationally recognized training and development business, a multi-million-dollar business that I run, and traveling the world and touching over 80 million beautiful souls a year. I look at that and I go, what? When? And sometimes I say, how? Because I'm the same woman who in 1994, I wondered if I could do it. I wondered, who would I be? I wondered, can I touch any form of special or extraordinary? Is extraordinary in me? I was Jelani's mother. My son this year turns 26 years old, but at the time he was a newborn. And if I were fully transparent with you, I would tell you that his mother was excited that he was in this world, but I was also broken. I wondered, what did my great look like? I wondered, what did that thing everyone kept telling me? You have potential. What did the touching my potential feel like? And so I stopped by to inspire the next best version of you out. Because if I look at my life, and I'm not perfect and it's not all perfect, but I'm blown away by the transformation. I'm blown away by what has happened. I look back and go, what was that path? Well, it started with me just asking the question, what does the next best version of me look like? What does it look like for me to climb over my limiting beliefs? What is it for me to look at the doubt and say, wait a minute, what if I collected evidence that I could do it? Can I dim the doubt down? Can I finally shut up the fear? What does it look like if I gathered tribe, much like everyone who's here? I gathered tribe to say, hold on the days that I don't see the best version of me, can you remind me of the best version of me? It was all of those things. So I just stopped by as your sister friend. I stopped by as your sister friend to remind you of the greatness that's in you, to remind you that you woke up enough today. Not enough for what you're doing today, but you woke up enough for the things that you're going to be doing in the next 3 to 5 years. You woke up smart enough, brilliant enough, humble enough, young enough, wise enough, old enough. You woke up enough. I had to keep telling myself that, Lisa, I know you got big dreams. I wasn't worried about the things I was already doing. I wasn't worried about the things that were on my bio. I was wondering if I was enough for the things that was in my future. And so I just stopped by. I stopped by to make any form of mediocrity mildly to moderately to significantly uncomfortable for you. That mediocrity is not the place that you will ever take out real estate. That you don't use the current climate, physical climate, emotional climate, financial climate, or political climate, or social justice climate. That you don't use any of the circumstances around you to define who you are. That you recognize that for such a time as this, you are the perfect person for the assignment, for the job, for the calling, whether it's in raising your children, whether it's in being a significant partner of substance and gratitude and loyalty, whether it's being a leader, whether it's being a CEO, an entrepreneur, a great employee, whatever it is, you're perfect for such a time as this. I just stopped by to remind you that your to-do list is really long. There's so many things for you to do. There's so many things for you to do. But your to-done list will always be a lot longer. Oh, the things you've done, the things you've climbed over, the things you've mowed down, the things you've achieved, the things you've completed. You haven't even paid close attention to all the things you've done because we're so busy looking at the things to do, still left to do. And so I just wanted to remind you that in this season, you are the most important person that you can pour into, that your personal development is everything right now. Your personal development, your mental development, your emotional development. And it doesn't just come in moving swiftly and powerfully. Sometimes the best emotional, spiritual, mental development, physical development comes in your stillness. It comes in your willingness to allow a moment to seep in, allow an experience to seep in, allowing a compliment to seep into your souls. That when someone looks at you and says, wow, I see greatness in you. I see possibility in you. I know it's not easy, but it's necessary. And you're the perfect person for the job, whatever that job is. I know when I used to hear that, I used to grapple with the fact that what do they see in me? Like, what are you seeing in me? You seem to see more in me on some days than I see in myself. And that might be true. If there are people around you that are seeing more for you than you see for you, that's okay. Just make sure there are times when they're seeing more for you than you're seeing for yourself. You ask them, can you borrow their lenses? And watch yourself through their lenses. I'm the woman I am today because I borrowed my friends' lenses. I borrowed my prayer partners' lenses of how they saw me. I borrowed their vision for me. I said, can I adopt your vision for me? Because your vision is really nice. It's 20/20 vision, and my vision still needs a little clarity. And on those days, that's when you live by faith. You don't focus on what you can see. You focus on what you know, like you know, like you know, like you know. You know, you may have heard the story of me when I was in school. I was in 15. I was a swimmer, and I loved swimming. I love swimming. I mean, I would get in the water by 9 a.m., and I wouldn't get out of the water until about 5:45 p.m. with only an hour break a day to eat. I loved the water, and I loved swimming competition, but I had one small problem. I would always come in dead last. I mean, if they had 6 lanes, I'd come in 6th. If they had 8 lanes, I'd come in 8th. If they had 10 lanes, I'd come in 10th. They once had 11 lanes, and I came in 11th, and the judge put on my ribbon that I came in 12th. I said, excuse me, judge, I came in 11th. Can you fix this? He said, sweetheart, you came in last. It doesn't matter. I said, it does matter to me. I would always come in dead last. Say that. Dead last. Don't just say last. You got to say it like you would say it if you were telling someone. She comes in dead last. I mean, I always did. And I would get this thing called an honorable mention. And I don't know if you're an athlete, you're already laughing at me. It's okay. An honorable mention is that thing. Yeah, let me just thank you. An honorable mention is like it's a ribbon that says, thank you for showing up. You didn't do diddly squat, but we don't want you to leave here empty-handed. Y'all come back now, you hear? So I would always have honorable mentions. I mean, I had a lot of honorable mentions. We had like 13, 14 swim meets that year, and I came in dead last. Yes, on every single swim meet. I loved swimming. I just wasn't fast enough, I guess. And I would go home and I would just kind of throw the honorable mention on the table. My mom actually thought that I was doing something. She thought it was a real, like I placed, like I was competitive. And so she would take my honorable mentions and she would put them on the wall. And my brother nicknamed it Lisa's Loser Shrine. It was horrible. This particular day in Los Angeles, in East LA, we were about to swim against a really, really tough team. They were really fast in the pool, and they were really mean out of the pool. So I knew that they were going to beat me in the pool, And then they were going to try to beat me up out of the pool. It was horrible. So I decided to go to my grandmother's house, what I consider to be the safest place on the planet to dream and to quit. And today, I was going to quit. I said, Grandma, every week I give my best. And you might know what I'm talking about here. So if you know what I'm talking about, if you can type in chat. If you can post inside of the group, post inside the group, whatever way you can say, Lisa, I feel you. Lisa, that's me. We always like to say Yana, Y-A-N-A. You are not alone. That's me. I said to my grandmother, Grandma, I'm tired. I'm just tired. If that's you, just kind of give me a little raise. Let me know in chat. I'm tired. I'm tired of putting my all in and feeling like I'm getting nothing out. I'm tired. I go to practice and I give it my all, and no one really even acknowledges that I'm there. I'm tired. I go to the swim meet and I swim. I do my best, Grandma. And when I come in dead last, say it, dead last, the team gets together and they talk about each other's placing, and they don't even acknowledge my effort. They kind of dismiss me. Grandma, even though I came in dead last, I gave my best. So today, Grandma, I'm tired. And you might be here. You may be in this place. And so if you are in this place, if you're exhausted, if you feel like I can't take any more, I'm at my wit's end, then this message, this story is for you. I said, Grandma, I came here to tell you, I quit. I quit. I'm quitting swimming today. I'm not going to that swimming tomorrow. I quit. And I wanted you to be the first to know. She said, quit? I said, quit, ma'am? Like, I don't know what better way to say quit. She said, baby, come sit down right here. She said, you're young. You don't know that much yet. She said, let Grandma tell you a story. She said, you came from, and I'm saying this to you, I think my grandmother told me this so that I can come share this with you. She said, baby, she starts every sentence with every grandchild with baby. Baby, you came from a long, long, long line of winners. She said, see, your ancestors, your great, great, great ancestors, see, they had to work so hard against their own will. And so many people in their era died. But yours didn't. You know why, baby? Why, Grandma? Because quitters never win. And winners never quit. She said, your great, great grandparents, I don't know if you know, but they picked cotton. My grandparents, my parents, her parents, they picked cotton. They picked cotton not for 2, not for 5, not for 6, but for 10 to 12 hours a day. They had blisters on their fingers and blisters on their toes. I said, really? She said, and some people died of heat stroke in the cotton fields. But your great, great ancestors, they didn't. You know why, baby? Why, Grandma? She said, because quitters never win and winners never quit. She said, I didn't have the luxuries that you had. She said, you know that fireplace right there? And I looked, yes. She said, I cooked dinner in that fireplace for your daddy and your aunties. I'd heard about my grandmother cooking dinners in the fireplace. My aunts and uncles and my parents told me. But now my grandmother's saying it. You know why I cooked dinner in that fireplace? I said, why, Grandmother? She said, because quitters never win and winners never quit. She said, I know you think your mama and your daddy are crazy sometimes. I said, I do. She said, but they have sacrificed things that they would never, ever tell you. They've made sacrifices you would never, ever know about. You know why? Because quitters never win and winners never quit. She said, so baby, I know you think you had the option of quitting. I might be talking to you right now. Grandma might be coming through me talking to you right now. I know you think you had the option of quitting, but Grandma needs to set the record straight. Winning is in your blood. You don't even have quitting in your bloodline, baby. She said, so you going out there, I kid you guys not, this is what my grandmother said, you going out there and you swim that race tomorrow the way you always swim it. And grandma's going to say the same prayer she always says, God, thank you for giving my baby the victory before she ever starts the race. Now, I understand it now, but I didn't understand it at 15. So, of course, I looked at my grandmother. I said, Grandma, I know you say I won, and I know that God says I won. But the judge, he keep giving me this honorable mention. Somebody needs to give the judge notice that I won. She said, baby, go on out there and swim that swim meet like I said. I walked away saying, I am never, ever coming over here to quit again. That would epically failed. It epically failed. I arrive at the gym the next day, scared, nervous, ready for my beatdown. Both of my beatdowns. And as soon as I walk in the gym, I see the worst visual ever, the worst scene ever in my entire swimming career of like 5 years at that time. I see my entire family in the bleachers. Lisa, hey girl, we love you. We got your back. We see you. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. No, there's only one thing worse than coming in dead last. Is having your entire family witness you coming in dead last. And I don't know about your family, but my family would surely be at the next holiday gathering saying, girl, yeah, she was splashing water. She was splashing water everywhere, but she wasn't moving fast at all. She need to grab a salad, not that hot dog. And my family would literally, I would not hear the end of it. And so I look at my family and I go, why are y'all here? I mean, hi. How did y'all find out about my meet? Grandmama called us and said, y'all go support that baby. We got you. I walk over to the judge. I look at the judge and said, hi, Judge, my name is Lisa Nichols. I'm here for the 15-16 freestyle. Can I just get my honorable mention now? He said, oh, I'm sorry. You missed your heat. They already swam. I said, oh, that's okay. Next time. I was excited to be off the hook. But then the judge did something I didn't expect. He looked over at my coach. Coach, would you like your athlete to swim with the next heat, the 17, 18-year-olds? We got one lane free. I was like, no, I don't want to swim with the 17, 18-year-olds. The 15, 16-year-olds have me for lunch. The 17, 18-year-olds, I'll be their appetizer. Please don't do it, please. My coach said, Lisa, you need the practice. Go ahead, swim. I said, I don't need the practice. I got a loser shrine at home. I got a whole shrine of last places. I'm fine. She said, Lisa, go ahead and swim. I was a dutiful athlete. When my coach said something, I did it. So I get on deck. And immediately I noticed the difference between a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old. At 15, I had on my blue bathing suit with lace. At 18, Speedos. I was like, ah. At 15, I had my hair going cornrow back and cornrows, and I had on matching blue barrettes. At 18, Speedo cap. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna go good. At 15, I had on waterproof mascara. At 18, goggles. I was like, oh, this is really gonna be bad. At 15, hi, how are you? I'm trying to be friendly with everybody before we start. Hi, my name is Lisa. Could you wait for me when the race is over? Just if you could wait for me, maybe. Anybody? Hi. At 18, Swimmers to your mark. Okay. Okay. Father, you said that if it gets difficult, all I need is the faith of a mustard seed. I think I need a bigger seed, like a watermelon seed or maybe a, I don't know, seed, but I think I need something bigger. Sit. You said all I need to do is to believe in myself, to know that I could do it, and to believe it's possible. You may be in that place right now. Pow! The gun went off. I hit the water, and I began to do something different I'd never done before. As I swam, quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. I kept chanting what my grandmother said. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. I saw that there was one girl even with me. I said, oh, today, she's coming in what? Dead last. I did the flip turn. I turned around. Quitters never win. Come on, say it with me. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win. Say it with me. Winners never quit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. I hit the wall. I looked to my left. There was no one there. Huh? I looked to my right. There was no one there. I said, what is going on? I looked up at my coach and I said, Coach, am I so slow they got out the pool already? Like, this is bad. I'm getting slower by the day. My coach is going crazy. Lisa, look behind you. And I turn around and the first person had just hit the halfway mark. Oh my God. I said, Coach, what happened? Am I supposed to swim 3 laps? What was I? Should I go back? She said, no, Lisa, what did you do differently? What did you do? I said, I cornrowed my hair. I put on my barrettes. I put on my mascara. Oh, I know. I chanted this thing that my grandmother said to me yesterday. She said, what was it? I said, quitters never win and winners never quit. I said, Coach, what happened? She said, Lisa, today at age 15, you just broke the 17, 18-year-old national record. The only thing that changed was the conversation going on in my head. The only thing that changed, the only variable that was different that week, I tell you, my sister, my brother, the only variable was what I told myself I could do and who I told myself I was. And my body began to follow the command. My mind began to send a message to every cell in my body that I had a place in this world, and it was as a winner. And the circumstances begin to shift. I begin to shift them. And so I challenge you. I challenge you to feed yourself a conversation that you've never fed yourself before, or feed yourself a conversation that you've never believed before. See the part of you that's so bright, so powerful. See the part of you that's your birthright to see. Measure yourself not based on your environment, not based on your history, not based on your circumstances, but measure yourself based on your birthright, based on who you're becoming. I challenge you. I lovingly challenge you and charge you. Can you step into a space where you look back and you blow your own mind by the way you love, by the way you forgive, by the way you show up, by the stillness, by the peace in your mind? I stopped by, sis. I stopped by, brother, as your sister in the journey, to remind you that you are a winner. You always have been a winner. The outcome of any incident, the outcome of any business transaction, any relationship, your health and wellness doesn't define who you are. You've always been a winner. And I'm just excited to have my heart, my soul, touch your heart and touch your soul. And you may have already known everything I've said. Then I just came by to stand in agreement with you. But if you had a tendency over these tumultuous months to forget anything that I may have said, I stopped by as your reminder. And as you move forward, just remember that I'm your sister in possibility and in prosperity. And every single time you hear me say that I believe in you and that I love you, it's not a shtick. It's because I do. Be well. We'll see each other again real soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Quitters never win. Winners never quit. I just love it. It doesn't matter. I absolutely love it. I mean, seriously, how can you? Everyone watching this and everyone who's ever watched it before has been swimming there with you. Quitters never win and winners never quit.
Yes, yes. I was sitting listening to me, and as you see, I'm a woman, so I reserve the right to change hair as necessary. I was listening, and I was listening not as a speaker. I wasn't assessing how I sounded. I was listening as a woman. I'm here in Los Angeles helping my father right now to recover from his bout with COVID. And I'm sitting with my mom as her mother, my grandmother, transitions. And I'm taking in that message. I'm taking in that message as a woman, as a daughter, as a CEO. And so thank you for putting this event on, because it even reminds us, the teachers, it reminds us, the givers, to receive. So I'm grateful for the conversation.
Well, thank you, Lisa. And I think, at the end of the day, ultimately, we're obviously very passionate, you with sharing what you share and inspiring and helping others. And look, what we do is provide a platform. I think now, if anything, obviously 2021, a lot of things have sunk in now. 2020 is, but 2021 looks very long still.
Yes.
It looks very long. So kind of like, for those procrastinators or those that are still holding back, I really see 2021 as the opportunity now to really ignite people's derrieres, as the French call it, start, something amazing this year. Yeah. Because I am so excited about the future, 22.
Yeah, you and me both. This is a season of reset. This is a season of relaunch or launch. This is a season where you get to tap into what do you have in you, in determination, in resiliency. This is definitely that season. It is, if you want it, and I'm not minimizing what any of us are going through. I'm not trying to Pollyanna it and act as if it doesn't exist. We are in a real opportunity to confirm what we're made of. I didn't say see, confirm what we're made of. I think the number one thing that I realized was that I didn't want to get to the end of my life and realize that I had everything in me I needed to live an amazing life, and I didn't. I don't want to get to the end of my journey and realize, oh my God, you mean I had it? You mean I came fully loaded? I had what I thought I didn't have it. This is that season where, for the first time, we all are more connected than ever. When I travel the world and people say, stay safe, I'm praying for you. Like, there's a calibrator that's occurred here. Unfortunate, but don't discount the gift that may have come wrapped in sandpaper. There was a gift here that definitely came wrapped in some traumatic sandpaper, but don't minimize the gift of reset, relaunch, re-energize, recommit, rejuvenate, all the things that come with needing to be set down, time, stillness time to reflect. All of a sudden, you're focused on what's really important. This is a unique season. And I believe that our best memories are based on what we choose to do in the next 24 months.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very excited about the future, and you know, kind of like all of us, you know, I've lost friends, and
Yeah.
you know, I lost my mum last year. It was a tough year. It was a tough year for many, many people. But you know, kind of for us, and I think in general, I think it really is a time to really ignite, you know, and move forward. Now, I know your book talks about abundance, and you again, a lot of people struggling, and I understand and appreciate it. But I think on the other hand, there's a lot of people that are thriving.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are just like flourishing now.
Yeah.
And I believe that this is a time, you know, of abundance. It's a time, you know, to economize, to review what we were spending money on, and maybe start exploring at new opportunities. I see so much abundance. Share a little bit about your thoughts on abundance, obviously.
I believe that abundance isn't given, abundance is created. Number one. So if you're waiting on abundance to show up in the mail, and I know I'm the teacher, I'm the secret teacher where checks show up in the mail, but you have to be creative enough to do what requires a check to show up in the mail or in your inbox or on your card. So I believe that this is a season of creation. This is a season where the rules that you may have thought didn't work in your favor are all out the window. So if you can create something, what would you create? If necessity required you to create another revenue stream, this is now. What the beauty is, the tenacity, the perseverance, the determination, and the creativity that you must come up with now to navigate gets to stay with you on the other side of this experience. So great things are created out of great need. What great things are you creating? Like, this is that time. I believe that we are in a season of opportunity. It's a duality. It's a season of navigation. Navigate through this season. Be safe, be aware, be smart, be caught, all that. But don't forget to be creative, be ambitious, be determined. One doesn't discount the other. Well, I'm going to be safe and just wait for it to be over. Please don't do that. Please be safe and create while we're in it, because this is our new norm and we'll create another new norm. And so don't wait. Everyone's like, I'm going to wait till this is over. You're waiting for what? You're living now. Yes, there's a beautiful duality happening. There's a duality of something we've never experienced before. And then there's the duality, the realness of you get to do something you've never done before. What is that? Who do you choose to be? If all bets are off and everything's anew, what if you press restart? Who would you become? What would you do? Is this the time to write the book? Is this the time to trust that you want to get paid for what you know versus what you do? Is this the time for you to lean into my sister-in-law, my soon-to-be sister-in-law? I'm getting married this year. My sister-in-law is an ER doctor, and she's been an ER doctor forever, but she's also a baker. Her creative side is she makes amazing cakes. She calls herself the cake doctor. It's her side thing. And this season has led her to believe, she goes, I think I want to lean into my creative. So this doctor, probably in the next 24 months, will become just the cake doctor. You know, she'll go from the ER to the baking. And so this is that season where you get to assess, who am I? If I'm living my wildest dreams, would this be my dream? And if this isn't my dream, what is my dream? And if you don't know what your dream is, it's probably because you haven't given yourself permission to dream recently. How about this season has shaken you up enough to dream again, to redream? And even if you had a dream and that dream came true, like mine, my dream came true. I made my dream come true. It still is a season to redream. If you had a dream and it got altered, it got detoured because of marriage or children or divorce or family, redream. This is the season of redream. And everything around us is showing us that. The stillness, the stay at home orders, the be cautious and safe for yourself. Health is wealth, right? And the spaciousness to say, who do you want to design yourself to be? Life isn't happening to you. Life is happening around you. And you remember that you are not the thermometer. A thermometer steps in the room, it checks the temperature of the room, and a thermometer adjusts its temperature to match the room. Most people walk around like that, Bernardo. They walk around as a thermometer. I'm inviting you to walk around as a thermostat. You know your temperature. You set your temperature before you left your home, before you left the bathroom, you set the temperature. And you walk around and allow the world to experience your temperature. Whatever it is, a temperature of possibility, joy, whatever it is.
Well, my thermostat says you're hot and you're great. That's what my thermostat says. Lisa, one of the things I think, and obviously, you know, you've done this for a few years, and you've obviously must have had a lot of coaches, a lot of mentors, a lot of people that have inspired you along your journey. One of the things that it frustrates me as a promoter sometimes. You know, we put big events together, and obviously it's different now, the virtual world, than the live events were. But I was putting a post the other day, and I said, you know, and I wrote down, you know, hey, we got this lineup, come and join us. Don't, as they call it in English, don't be a know-it-all. You know, don't be one of those that knows it all. Because when I think, well, we're bringing you like 80, 90 speakers, and there's so much knowledge and so much wisdom, and then half the people, quarter of the people don't show up.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, the challenge is that a lot of people are wanting to do it alone. They're wanting to do it alone. They're not asking for help. They're not learning from the people. They're not asking for coaching. They're not getting the mentors. And for me, it's mind-boggling, because I am permanently learning anything and everything I can put my hands on. I need to read. I need to learn new things. That fascinates me, or shocks me, surprises me, disappoints me. But what about you?
Well, you know, I wrote in my book, Abundance Now, and I teach it in my Abundant Life program in great depth, that I became a better woman, a better CEO, and a better leader the more I acknowledged, the less I knew. I know that sounds crazy, but the more I acknowledged, the less I knew, the better I became at leading, the better I became at managing 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure realities in my life, because I opened the door to see what was in my blind spot. You can only take yourself as far as you can take yourself. That's it. You can never take yourself further than where you can go, what you know. I seek out people. You should seek out people who are 10 to 20 steps ahead of you, not even 5 steps. You want someone who's 10 to 20 to 30 steps ahead of you, because when you do what they recommend you do, what they coach you, you don't want to catch them anytime soon. The smartest thing I did was to get someone who was 10 to 20 steps ahead of me. And here's the key part. I'm not an information junkie. I don't just collect information. So many people, and raise your hand, type your name in chat if you know you're an information junkie. You love information. I'm an implementation junkie. I'd rather get smaller bite sizes of information and implement it, then go get another small bite size and implement it. On my campus, I have this thing called active learning time. So I don't give you a lot of content. I give you a little content and say, implement that and come back. Implement that and come back. So that action, you realize Joan Baez says, action is the antidote for despair. And Lisa Nichols adds, action is the prescription for success. If you want what you don't have, you need to do what you haven't done. In order for you to do what you haven't done, you need to know what you don't even know yet. And man, when I keep saying that to myself, no matter where I get to in my career, 7 bestsellers, global business, I don't care. If I want to get what I don't have yet, I have to do what I haven't done yet. And if I'm going to do what I haven't done yet, it's based on what I don't know yet. Okay, so go learn what you don't know so you can do what you haven't done, so you can get what you say you want. It's a basic math to me. I mean, it's so formulaic that your actions are dependent on what you know. What you know has gotten you here. Congratulations. If you want to go any further, you got to go learn what you don't know. So I tell people that if I am a good teacher, it's because I am a phenomenal student. I'm a dutiful student. You coach me, I bring the homework back and say, did I do it right, coach? Is this what you said? Because if you have something that I want, I realize that success leaves clues. So to every person listening, if you can hear my voice, the smartest thing you can do in 2021 is to hook your caboose to someone else's train, and then put on your seatbelt and do all the action steps. Take your B12, take your D3, take your K2, take your vitamin C, put on your seatbelt and do everything that they say so you can get your version of what you witnessed in their life. I have so many people, Bernardo, telling me, oh my God, Lisa, I love your life. Show me what to do. I said, if I show you, if I spend my time and my breath and I show you, will you love yourself enough to do it? So a lot of it is, Bernardo, not necessarily they don't believe that we can get them there. It's you need to begin to believe that you deserve it and that you can do it. I realize that people don't show up, not because they question our content. They don't show up because they question if they're going to implement our content. I know I probably just stepped on someone's toes. I love you. I'm doing it like a loving sister would. You have to trust that you are a good steward of the information and you'll do something with it. That's where it is.
I love it. I poked the dragon and you just gave it to me and gave it to all of them. No, listen, you're absolutely spot on. And I love hook the caboose on. Look, the thing is, Lisa, at the end of the day, that's it. It's an implementer. I talk about notes, as obviously we promoted a lot of courses and you see all these people making those notes. I said, there has to be a notes galaxy out there or a notes planet because there's so many people make notes. Where do these notes go?
The iCloud, it's somewhere up there.
So I love about being an implementer. And that's the thing, an implementer, a doer, someone that actually takes action.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
I've become okay with not having all the information. I'm okay with having a little bit and then applying that. And then going to get a little bit more and applying that. Make 2021 about application. On my campus, we have a strong accountability community. And it's not that, beat you over the head accountability. It's to say, if you said, Bernardo, this is your dream, then until you tell me you have another dream, I'm going to hold you accountable that this is your dream. And anytime the tongue in your mouth and the tongue in your shoe are going in two different directions, meaning you say you want it, but you're not doing what you say, I'm going to invite you to align the tongue in your mouth and the tongue in your shoe to go in the same direction. We all want that kind of accountability. I am where I am because someone held me accountable to my dream. And they gave me the option to let the dream go. But as long as I held on to the dream, as long as you have this dream, then it's your job to do the things on a daily basis to make your dream reality. And the reason why you want to do that is because if you don't do daily a little something to get you closer to your dream, two things will happen. One, you'll lose hope. And that's the highest price. It's worse than losing money, losing a car, losing a home. You'll lose hope in yourself. And the second price is the highest. You'll stop dreaming and you'll just start existing. That's an inevitable price. So you need to protect your dreams by being in action on a daily basis, a little something every day, not a major 180, but every day a needle point move. So you protect your hope and you protect your right to dream. The stakes are so high. It's so beyond money. It's so beyond lifestyle. It's the freedom to keep dreaming and hoping. And the person that's no longer living is the person that no longer has hope.
I love it. I love it. Lisa, fantastic. I could speak to you and listen to you all day. What are you working on now? What are your next projects? What are you, what is driving you now? What's getting the caboose moving?
I'm so excited because I'm so glad you asked. My friends, a lot of the people that you've had on your stage, I was looking at the commercial like, oh, hey, those are all my friends. One of the things that my friends have said to me repeatedly over the years is, Lisa, show us how to touch an audience the way you do. And I didn't know how to do that. And then I thought, oh, it's just techniques. So I started teaching techniques. And someone told me recently, they said, before you do technique, because we want to know your techniques, you have access to a part of your self-esteem, to a part of your soul that you make available to the audience. Bernardo, I promise you, they revealed it to me. Vision, JJ Virgin, Jack Canfield, they revealed it to me. And so I'm launching this whole series of When My Soul Speaks. And it's the cellular access that you get to have. So I help you unblock that and then help your soul come out. And then I teach you the techniques to make it sound stronger, better. And so it's a new path for me. I'm so excited. Literally, you're one of the first people I'm telling publicly, And when my team hears this, they're going to go, what is she up to now? So it's so fresh, right? It's what I've been thinking of while I'm taking care of my dad and taking care of my grandmother. And so I'm in this whole season of helping people to move their fear out of the way, to move their rigidity out of the way, to move their intellectual journey out of the way, so they have a cellular conversation. So I'm not teaching speakers how to become more powerful speakers. I'm teaching communicators how to become more authentic, transparent, and then powerful communicators in whatever platform. And so I'm doing it on multiple platforms. And we have a summit coming up that I'm super excited about. And it's called Next Level Summit. So it's Next Level Summit 2021. If you want to join us, it's free. It's delicious. It's just looking at, what does my next level look like? What does mine? I'm a unique individual miracle. I have a unique fingerprint. No one has my DNA. No one has yours. What's my next level? And I don't want to measure it off of someone else's, because comparison will always steal all your joy. The minute you compare yourself to someone else, you've just taken a bit of your joy. What does my next level look like? So at this summit, we're discovering, what does our individual next levels look like? And then we're crafting a path to get there. So that's what I'm doing. It's called Next Level Summit 2021.com, and it's free, and it's just my way of helping people navigate through this climate.
Wow, amazing. So you've obviously slowed down a lot, I can see. Lisa, yeah. Well, listen, I love it. You were talking about, you were just saying this, and so I haven't even told my team. I'm the same. I was announcing we're doing a big global event for women. I want to do, we're doing in 2022, we're going to be doing a massive global empowering women event, which I want to run over 5 continents, and I want to do it in pretty much multiple languages. And but I want to reach hundreds of thousands, millions of people.
Yeah.
And my team was saying, "What's this? You haven't even told us." I said, "I know."
Yeah.
So I love it. I
just happen to be a woman, so I just happen to fit that. So, you know, tell your team, I already know some people who.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them, my people, to speak to your people.
I know some people, right, and I'll tell my people, I already told them, yes, you got to make it work.
I love it. So your speakers, I love what or how you're going to be teaching.
Yeah.
Is this going to be live? Is it going to be a hybrid or virtual?
It's a hybrid. Yeah. What I've learned is the moment so it's a hybrid, so that you can have a forever library.
Okay.
And you can always go back to it, because innately I'm going to help you uncover parts of your soul and your cells that require you to do the personal development. So it's a personal development training that leads to speaker development, but it has to go through the person. So that's not something you can rush. And so I love it. It's a hybrid. It allows you to revisit the journey, revisit the lessons, revisit the call to actions that I'm going to give you, because some things are going to be a little harder to do, and you may not get them done in the 3 weeks that I allow you to do them live. And then the part that's live is I come on and I give you context. I give you examples. I use your story and play it back to you with a cellular connection. So one of the most powerful things about the program is that you don't just see me do magic. I'll take your stuff and I'll show you from your intellectual conversation, and I'll take it to a cellular conversation, give it back to you, and you go, oh, that's the difference between good and unforgettable. And that's the whole thing, is to go from good to unforgettable. We got a lot of good people out there communicating, but unforgettable, that's another level. And so it's going to be a hybrid. It's all online. It's all virtual. We do it at timelines that encompass a global community, because I have a global community. So we do it at times that allow all of us to play, a little early for some, in the evening for others, but it's at a time. And I love it, because we pull you into this tribe. And then inside this tribe, we put you in a smaller group that allows you to meet with everyone and get things done. And in that smaller group, you have actionable items that you're holding each other accountable and lifting each other up for. So it's a big group, small group, intimate one-on-one, live, virtual. We've kind of got this thing down now. So and I've been doing online training for 4 years now. So this isn't new to me in 2020. We've used this. And so, and it's a very personal touch for me. It's the first program that I have so much touch in. in probably the last 2 years, I just turned it back up and I jumped back in and said, hold on, I need to hold their hand through this particular journey. So super excited about it.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Well, listen, you might find me in the room. Lisa, where can people find out more about this and all your upcoming events?
Yeah, the first thing that they can do, I recommend, is just go to Motivating the Masses. And if someone can type that in, there you go, motivatingthemasses.com. Go to Motivating the Masses and just jump on my email list, because I'm going to send a couple of invites out. The first thing I invite you to do is show up at the summit. The summit is coming up in several weeks. Show up at the summit so you could see it. By then, I would have told my team about it. So come to the summit, right?
They're making notes now. Oh my God.
Yes. They're like, what is she doing? Come to the summit. Go to Motivating the Masses. Come to the summit for free. Jump on board. You may click on speaker if you want, and you'll see a chance to register for a free webinar. Do whatever you need to do to just jump on the email list, and we'll begin to invite you. Show up. Let me know Bernardo sent you. Let me know that that's where you came from. I like to know my community. And then put your seatbelt on. If you choose to hook your caboose to our train, and listen, if you hook it to my train, I need you to hydrate. I need you to vitamin up. I need you to do everything, because I am looking at, and I truly believe that we the people can form a more powerful, amazing, connecting world. And I'm that little girl from South Central LA who I'm functionally dyslexic. And I don't say that as a victim. I say that as someone who realized she had a learning disability, a learning challenge. That's my superpower now. I teach thoroughly because of my learning challenge. I'm that woman who was on government's assistance. I needed help to feed my son. I'm the woman who was diagnosed as clinically depressed at age 29. I'm that woman. I'm the woman who was over 220 pounds, morbidly obese for 19 years. I'm that woman. And so when I say this is our season to redefine, this is our season to press restart, this is our season to redream. I don't say it as a teacher. I say it as someone who had to save my own life, rescue my own self, and give my own dream a chance. And if that feels good to you, if it feels like you're navigating to something and you want a tribe, Bernardo, your tribe is phenomenal, our tribe is the same, then I invite you to your next level, whatever your next level looks like, and to come play with us.
Yeah, well, listen, Lisa, I absolutely adore you. You're amazing. You're a powerhouse. I'm so blessed and honored. Thank you so much. Thank you, your team as well. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Lisa, thank you. God bless you.
A pleasure, brother.
All the best. Lots of love. What an amazing lady. How powerful, how inspiring. So listen, I hope you take advantage. I hope you've written down her webpage. You sign up to her newsletter. And listen, I swear I will be there. Who would you want to learn from? Well, you want to learn from a phenomenal speaker that speaks from the soul. And I just absolutely love Lisa. So thank you. Well, look, we've got a couple of minutes. We're going to play just a couple of commercials, and we're going to invite a couple of friends to come along who are going to come and say a few things, hopefully some nice things. But anyway, we're going to invite a couple of friends along because the Best You Expo is nearly over. It's been an amazing 3 days. And I want to thank a few people, obviously, through the process. So we'll be back just a couple of minutes and we'll be right back. Thank you so much.
The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Learn and grow from in-depth interviews, documentaries, inspirational talks, and motivational masterclasses from the world's biggest thought leaders, speakers, teachers, authors, coaches, and highly successful business gurus. The Best You TV is now live.
Who will impact the world next? The speakers at our very first Best Youth Global, that's who. Are you a young powerhouse between the ages of 8 and 20? Then this expo is just for you. Join us on June 12th and 13th as a global influencer or global innovator and share your story, your influence, your journey to make and market your creativity, or just share your inspiration. All speakers will have automatic access to the Best Gen Zone. This is where the Best You Expo has free offerings and discount coupons just for your generation. For more information and to register as a speaker, go to thebestyouexpo.com today.
I normally have some of this music in. I'm kind of like dancing and like giving it some moves still, because, you know, this is what happens. You run one of these expos, and then although it's not the same as a live one, because obviously, you know, I'm stuck in a room and I'm not running around. I mean, I think I mentioned in my first expo or the second, I don't know. Anyway, I was doing like 20 kilometers a day, 15, 12 miles a day walking. So that was like 36. I remember like on the last days of the expo, I would be walking out like that, like a duck, because I just couldn't even feel my feet. So obviously I'm walking less, but you know, you're still on adrenaline. And so here we are. It's the last day, the last hour, and I've still got energy. So it's gonna be an interesting evening. But look, I'm just very thankful. I'm going to thank a few people. I'm going to get them to come along in a minute. But basically, we're going to have a big revamp at the Best You. We're going to be exploring new, bigger events. In 2022, we're going to run the Best Youth Expo this year in June. But we're going to be focusing very, very much on television. We're going to be producing some great series, some great documentaries, some great films. We're going to be really bringing some phenomenal content to the Best You TV in the next 2-3 months. It's exciting times for the Best You and the Best You TV and the Best You Online. We're going to bring in you hundreds of courses. That's going to be our focus, because next year I'm planning on doing a big event, 2 big events, and one of them is the Best You. We're going to be calling it Empowering Women in the 21st Century, brought to you by the Best You. And I'm looking at running an event which is going to be run in 5 continents over 72 hours. I want it to be in 5-6 different languages. And I want to bring the biggest leaders and thinkers on the planet. And I'm talking from politicians. I'm talking obviously CEOs of corporations. Men will be invited too, so we can contribute to the idea of how we can ignite and help women come forward and really, you know, step it up. And we can maybe take a step back because, you know, we've messed it up enough. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to be exploring another event around love. I want to have a big conversation around love, a love revolution, to see how we can create more, do more, and help each other with kindness, working with NGOs. So looking at bigger, more global events, because although these events are very exciting, they're not exciting enough for me. So that's my plan. I'm going to spend a couple of times reviewing my own career, my own personal journey, but that's the plan, that's the journey, and that's what we've done so far. So this is our last virtual expo for a little while. I'm very excited and honored for everyone that's helped and supported. I want to thank my team in a minute, but I want to invite a couple of guests. So I think if we just start inviting one at a time, and I can just say hi quickly, and then we'll do another one, and we'll take it from there. So go ahead, Matt. Hey, there's Bobby.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing, Bobby? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. This was such an amazing, amazing weekend. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you both. Hi, Daryl. How you doing?
I'm doing super amazing. I mean, it was so amazing to be a part of this. And Hugh and I got into this amazing conversation where he said, what about those people who say, who are you to do this? Who are you to do this? And I told him, I said, just change your channel and come over to where we are, because we're moving forward and we're here to inspire you and help you towards that bigger goal that you have. So it's just been fantastic.
Well, listen, it was very exciting. I loved Lisa. You know, she's just she's a powerhouse, and I just love the golden nuggets she gave us, and about people not necessarily showing up, and you know, about people taking action, and I think that's what needs to happen. I think a lot of people need to take that step forward now and then show up, because there's just so many people that just don't, and it's not good enough. You know, 2021 has to be the year of action, the year of implementation, the year of reinvention, and because, you know, I think a lot of people have been holding back. Hey, is that Diana? Hey, Diana, how are you?
Hi, I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm very good. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch your talk, but someone or a couple people in my team said your talk was amazing. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here. Really, really nice to hear some of the other talks and to get to meet your team. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Diana. Hey, Isabel, how are you?
Hi, Bernard. I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for having me lead a panel. That was very exciting, and I'm just so appreciative to you and your team.
Thank you. I did pop in. I had a little glance. I saw you there with some great powerhouses. So congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It did absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, well, listen, you're actually, your screen is next to Janie Lee. Janie Lee Grace is also here. Janie had a phenomenal, yes, there you look, just looked at it, Janie. She just looked at you need to look to your left. Janie ran a fantastic panel or two about the superpowers of being sober. And we were going on there for like an hour and a bit, and it was just so engaging and so interesting. Thank you so much, Janie.
It was great. Thank you so much for inviting us, and thank you for including, my topic in all of this amazingness. It's been really great to be part of it. Thank you.
Well, we tapped onto it, and we were talking about it. Being the best you starts with obviously taking care of yourself. And we talked about a lot of people that want to become the best version of themselves and talk a good talk, but then they should read their own book. And I think that's kind of that's what you were bringing. So I'm very grateful. Dylan, how are you?
Oh, Bernardo, I'm fantastic, man. Thank you so much for having me. Amelia, Farah, Alexander, the team have just been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I can only imagine the pressure that you guys have been under holding a virtual event of this size, of this dynamic, with this many speakers. And I tip my hat to you all. It's been fantastic. I loved what you said about moving into this new epoch of love. And I think, certainly from a financial perspective, you get people at two ends of the spectrum. Either those people that decide, actually, there's more important things to worry about in the world than money, and so I'm not even going to think about it. But then there are others that say, do you know what? Actually, if I can redefine money in my life as a flow of love, as a force for good, as fuel for my impact, then I think we start to create just the world that you envision, and I think we all envision. And it's an honor to be part of your vision, and I'm just so grateful to be involved. Thank you.
Well, no, thank you so much. I shared. I think, I don't know if it was open or not, if it was recorded or not, or it was with my production team. But I just said that, when I did my first virtual expo after March got cancelled because of COVID, I went in to do a ridiculous event. We had 7 rooms for 7 days. We had 170, 180 speakers virtually. It was an absolute nightmare, okay? Because we had some technical issues, as you would expect.
Of course.
And listen, I got 95% love, but there was 4 or 5% of the haters, which are always going to be there. Seriously, it's not a problem. But, it really put me off. I said, well, a lot of this, it's a lot of work, putting all these events together is a lot of work. And you do question, why should you? I know why I do them, and we love what we do. It, my team absolutely love it as well. But I think kind of where I'm really going now is that I feel that if I have a duty and I just want to reach so many more people, and that's kind of why I'm very excited about going to television, because I just don't think the message. There's just too much noise on the internet at the moment, with everything going on. Yeah. Anyone and everyone has an Instagram, anyone and everyone has a Facebook, and it's just too noisy for my liking. Yeah. I used to like to do big events with 180 speakers and nobody else was doing it, so it's kind of like now I want to go to television because ideally no one is doing it. And I want to be able to say, you know what, we're going to be streaming an event on television that's going to be seen by 200 million people around the world. Ultimately, that's what I would like, so kind of that's where I'm going with it. Either think big or stay home. So I'll be staying home if it's not going to be big enough. That's
only you can have that vision, and I think I can. Hopefully, I can speak for everybody that is part of your ecosystem. We are more than happy to ride your coattails. Let me tell you that. I think you're doing a wonderful, wonderful job, and I respect you highly.
Well, thank you. But look, part of what I'm going to be doing in the next couple of months is really in trying to building a global dream team of people that have the same vision. So kind of I've got people in India, I've got people in Australia, I've got people all over the world. So now is to say, look, shall we do this or not? Because I can't do it on my own. No one can do it on their own. So my plan is to really find a dream team of people that have the same vision that I have and say, shall we do it or not? And are we going to do it? Because I know I'm capable of doing it. I want to do it, but I would rather do it with a bunch of people. So that's the plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And having a strong team really helps make that difference where you are trying to accomplish a goal and you have this community that you've built around you, Bernardo. It's such a loving and powerful community, but you're right, you can't do it on your own. And that's where I think a lot of people are now realizing that we're all indoors, we're all at home, we all have families, we all have people that are around us that are needing our attention that we have to be present for. But when you have that team that you can lean on and say, here's something I need you to run with, I need you to take care of this, and you know you can trust them with that, makes all the difference in the world. Gives you peace of mind, you sleep better at night, you work more productively, you focus more on the tasks that truly require your attention and time.
Yeah, no,
Can
absolutely.
I speak to?
Sorry, go ahead.
I want to share a behind the scenes story from this morning as kudos to your team and how incredibly calm they stayed. I got a phone call at 6:45 a.m. in Toronto from your team from Farah saying my video that I had submitted Friday didn't go through. It was in the wrong format, so it didn't land. It was supposed to be a pre-recorded video at 7 o'clock this morning. I got the call 15 minutes before saying, are you able to go live? Can you be in the green room in 5 minutes? I was in bed. And they stayed so calm. They literally talked to me as I went to the washroom, got dressed, got my studio set up, and we were ready to go. I was in the green room with 7 minutes to go to start. And I was able to stay so calm because your team, who could have been like freaking out, they were so calm. And so my talk was on how to find and how to reconnect with the golden essence within us. I didn't have a script, I didn't have anything prepared, but I knew my title, and I could just vision them as I was speaking, that they have a golden essence in them, that the world is just so much richer because of it. So thank you for bringing them together.
Well, no, I thank you. I mean, I'm going to give them all a big thank you afterwards because, you know, they always work very hard. And listen, behind the scenes, I hope no one's listening now. I mean, dealing with speakers is a nightmare sometimes. I don't know what
Such a load of egos.
Oh my God! I mean, you know, like the stroking.
A lot of personalities.
And hold on, I'll send them 76 text messages and 1,400 emails, and then maybe they'll get back to me. But
I was just sleeping. I didn't know I was missing anything.
listen, it's all okay. I mean, you know, it's but again, you know, we're thin-skinned, and we appreciate that we've all got lives, and you know, we're trying to run our own lives and careers. We're trying to run an event, so we're all trying to do what we're trying to do, you know. And at the end of the day, I'm a great believer because, you know, I mean, even Alex, my EA, bless her, she's been amazing, and you know, kind of even she was a little bit nervous, and you know, kind of look, as they say in America and in Texas, it's not my first rodeo, you know. So I'm, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. I'm never nervous. I used to be nervous in my first events many years ago. I'm never ever nervous, and it comes across. And then when the event's going to happen, literally the morning I wake up, I just literally, you know, kind of, okay, I turn it on, and then I'm ready to play. And then, you know, nothing can affect me because I have done everything in my power. Now, if all of a sudden, you know, a meteorite comes and the internet goes down, I can't do anything about that, you know. So just have to have that mentality. Look, I've given it my all, and whatever, que sera, sera.
You gave us a lot of hope this year, Bernardo, because during quarantine and through all of the shift over where a lot of people didn't know where to go or what to do, we always had the Best You Expo to look forward to, like all year and now into this year and on into the adventures in the year to come. Like, you gave us something to look forward to, and that is the greatest thing in life, you know, to have, is there's something to look forward to. I have something forward on my calendar to get to and reach toward, and I can get up and reach toward that and work on my speaking and do that. And then putting us all on stage with the greats, Les Brown, Lisa Nichols, you know, all these amazing people that you bring in just elevated all of us to another level. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Now, listen, I'm very grateful to each and every one of you because, you know, kind of you all. Hey, there's Sirisha.
Hello.
So Sirisha, you in Mumbai, no?
I am in Mumbai, yes.
I love that. We've had Canada, we've had people from all over the world joining us and being here remotely. And at different times, then, you know, kudos to you that you were getting up. We had a lady from Melbourne, Australia, that contacted us the other day. We have Laura Butler coming from Dallas, Texas, originally from Jamaica, but there she is as well. So we got an amazing lineup. We had Northern Ireland, people from all over the place. And who is that? Who's that? Oh, Sarah Jane. Hey, how you doing? So Sarah Jane, she was NLP trained with my NLP training company when I promoted Richard Bandler. So she's done all the trainings. She's done hundreds of courses that I promoted over the years with Richard. And then we rang her, I think, last week. Sarah Jane, she was part of my crew. Eventually, she became part of my crew, working at all my events. And I ran and said, Sarah, what about hosting? You're going to be hosting one of the rooms. What? I've never hosted. Yes, you're brilliant. Come on, you go. and she has been absolutely brilliant. Laura, the same. I rang her a couple of weeks ago for the Dallas event. Laura, you're going to be hosting. What, me? Yes, you are. So, and Sirisha jumped in today on the hot seat as well. So thank you, all of you.
That was a last minute thing. I had fun hosting with Laura.
It was fun too, Sarisha. We had some moments, but
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We ended up doing an entire 50-minute slot.
Yeah.
As we Jamaicans say, no problem, man.
No problem, man. I love it.
Can
I say something as well?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to acknowledge what you were talking about, because I'm not sure about the other people on the panel, but I know I've been with you for the virtual ones since Los Angeles, Dallas, Miami, and now here in London as well, which has been amazing. And every single time, every single thing has gotten better and better and better. So from Los Angeles, even though it was a nightmare to you, for the people that were on this side, even if some of the videos didn't work, we just uploaded other ones. It was no problem whatsoever. And then Dallas was just like with the StreamYard, easy peasy. And then Miami was amazing. And now this one, all the feedback coming back is just like, wow, 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 wow. The best you. Oh my God, this is this platform that is so amazing. And it is literally uplifting people's spirits in a way that it is so needed right now. And so therefore it's like, just kudos to you, Bernardo, and to all your team for pulling all this off. But honestly, it's like, it just keeps getting better and better. And so, I mean, by the end of 2021, you're the gold standard. So.
Well, listen, thank you. No pressure. No pressure. I always end up,
No pressure.
I did that. No pressure. Yeah. I remember the expo in London. It was my third one. The first one we had 3,000, second one 6,000. And then I said, I'm never doing this ever again. That's it. It's enough. I'm finished. Enough. And then I had like 12,000 people show up. Oh, okay, all right then. Well, I might have to do it again. It was like everyone, oh, Bernard, this is amazing. And then the following year, I shared this story. I don't know, some of you might have heard it, but my first year, I didn't sleep for 4 months because it was stress. It was 55 speakers, 55 exhibitors, breakout rooms, and a conference hall. I'd never done it before. And I remember I went out to the front door to see how many people were there. And I had 10 people and 6 were my registration. So there's technically 4 clients coming in. And I started looking like, oh my God, the bar is not open yet. I can't go for a gin and tonic. It's not even a gin and tonic. So then I decided, well, what the hell, that they're all registered, they'll show up. And eventually they did. We had around 3,000 people. So my last expo, which I did in London, when we could do events in London, it was in Olympia. I don't know if you were at that one, Janie. I think you were at that one.
I think I was, yeah.
Yeah, so you were in Olympia. And then so I went out to the front door. We were running a bit late. We had some issues with the security to open the doors. So I went out to the front door because obviously registration is key when you run an event, isn't it? Registration has to be smooth. And I love going to the queue and like start running up and down, say happy days. So, just keeping people motivated, especially if they're waiting at the door. Say, if this is a lunatic and he's happy, well, everything must be good. So I went to the front door. I couldn't see the end of the queue. So I had to go to the other side of the pavement because I couldn't see it. And it was like 2,500 people in a queue that went round the block. Like, like those concerts and things. And I remember I was so nervous and so shocked. I should have looked calm and done a couple of photos and put it on social media. But I was so nervous and so excited. I had to run in to say, oh my God, we need to open the doors. There's 2,500 people outside. But anyway, that was the last event that we did live in London. That we had 180 speakers and it was phenomenal. But it was the last one we did because we moved then to the US to run these big, massive events with 20,000 people. That was my objective in the US, and then obviously everything else has happened. So it's been interesting anyway.
So COVID has definitely changed the way that we do events.
What? Sorry.
COVID has definitely changed the way that we do events, but in a way, I feel like it has brought even more people together. I've heard stories of people who have sicknesses and illnesses that keep them bedridden, so they weren't able to physically attend events. But through Zoom, through this medium, through being online, they've been able to attend countless of them, make meaningful, powerful connections that has revolutionized their lives. But don't get me wrong, I do miss hugging people. I do miss shaking hands. I do miss that atmosphere. But I do believe that this medium has definitely earned its right to still be here, to be considered as a true event, because we're here, we're connecting with souls, we're connecting with people are making deals and making money, and they're getting clients and they're changing lives. So and that's what you consistently do, Bernardo, whether we are able to go back to doing live events. I hope we're able to go back to do live events, or we continue to be online. You will consistently be successful because you genuinely want people to have connections and to be able to continue to grow as business owners and speakers.
Well, thank you, Isabel. No, and I think, look, at the end of the day, I think that, and we're all, in the speaking, coaching industry, aren't we, to all of us here? I think kind of what we need to do is, and we're doing it. I know a lot of us are already doing it, but I feel that and that's kind of be my message is this year is about really stepping it up, and I'm saying, because if we don't take advantage of what's happened to really change consciousness, to really change the way the world is operating when we are able to get out, and we just go back, and I don't think we're going to go back to our old ways, but if we don't implement, the things that are important, how can we bring women, at the forefront of everything? How can we have more conversations around love? How can we be kinder? How can we take care of the bloody planet because we're destroying it? These are the kind of conversations that has to come from thought-provoking leaders within the personal development world. Because at the end of the day, we can't leave it. I mean, we've seen the caliber of the politicians we have globally. They're all useless, apart from some countries actually managed by women, so we have to take this as a fuel, as an ignition to really change, so hopefully if we are running events, I really hope that we're engaging with more people, but most importantly, a lot more people are taking action.
Right.
Well, I wanted to thank you and be grateful to all of you, because it's important that all of you keep going with this. There's a dichotomy in the world where there are some certain channels that are heading towards scarcity and using these type of mediums to spread scarcity and fear in the world. And it's our job to go in the opposite direction and be as bold and as big with it and get bigger and bigger and bigger as possible, because we have that responsibility, because you are all a gift to the world. The world needs all of your gifts. We have to be bolder and even bigger. And thanks to Bernardo and the new things that he's doing with television shows, and he's always on the next thing. He's right over there, of course. Let's do it. Let's just keep getting bigger and let our voices be heard, because this is very important that we do this so it can shut out and shut down the scarcity and the other channels that are going on in the world that are just lunacy.
A lot of the stuff around hatred and racism. Yeah. I mean, these are we're smarter than that. We have to be smarter than that. And there's enough wealth on the planet to feed the planet 17 times. And this is kind of what I think, personal development has to bring. Hey, let's give people the skills for them to have the right mindset. Let's give them the right skills to become great entrepreneurs, great communicators, great marketers. But let's plant the seed of changing the world as well. Do you know what I mean? Doing something about it. Because if not, all this personal development is crap. I mean it with love. I'm saying it has to be to ignite change. That's what personal professional growth is all about.
Well, and that's exactly what we were talking about. That was the thing, honestly, Bernardo, from the weekend. You did, it was like a probably 3 or 4 minute intro, and you were like in kind of black and white, and you were ruminating about what you wanted to talk about. And Lisa Nichols addressed that too. If you're just an information junkie and you go to seminar after seminar after seminar after seminar, and you take notes and you take notes and you take notes, but you don't do anything with those notes, I'm hoping that this is also the platform where all of us encourage all the people that we reach as well. Take that massive action. Don't sit on your couch and do nothing. You need to take that massive action, because we are all perfect examples of exactly that. You could have cried in your beer last year and said, you know what? The March thing didn't happen, so oh well, boo-hoo. But you didn't do that. Instead, it made you stronger. You picked yourself up and you said, okay, what can I do differently? And I'm hearing all people this weekend, that is the message. How can you pivot to the next version of yourself and stop just taking notes? This is not rhetorical and hypothetical. What do you need to do to be able to make this happen in your actual life? So massive action, massive action, massive action, and have the courage to do that. And we can inspire people to help them do that in the collective consciousness.
Absolutely. Ruth, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. So Ruth Carter, someone else who's been part of our team. She's done NLP training, and she's on some coaching programs with me, and I dropped her on the deep end with Sarah Jane to do some hosting. Great girl. Well done, girls. Thank you so much. And I'm not sure if you're going to pop your little head in, Matt and Alex. I know you're around. I want to thank you both so much. Matt's my producer. He's the one pressing the buttons and putting up with my dyslexia when I was recording videos and take 78. And then also I've got Alex, who's my EA, She's done a great job. Alex, thank you so much. God bless you. Can have one day off. Okay, just one. I'm only joking. You can have one. But thank you both for doing a great job. Thank you. I want to thank Michael as well, who is part of my team. He's one of my right-hand man, and he's jumping to do some production as well, some of the breakout rooms, and so it's been epic. So any comments, any of you, please, because I don't want this to be kind of like a monologue. Yeah.
I really want to thank you, Bernardo, for bringing about this entire thing. I know I've done this before, and it might seem like I'm repeating myself, but I think it's worth repeating, because what you did at LA when the entire world was struggling to figure out how to do events, you just jumped in there. You jumped in there and decided we're taking the expos online. And that required courage. And so thank you for taking that step, for being courageous and doing this online, and continuing to do it.
Well, thank you. Well, I think it's obviously something I needed doing, isn't it? I mean, kind of it needed doing. Listen, David Fagan and Isabel, both of them, are doing lots of great events as well. They grabbed Zoom by the horns. So I think they were one of the first people to do Zoom rooms and scatter them and put them all over the bloody place and do a great job out of them, Isabel. So well done. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
No, I know you've done a great job, and I'm a massive fan of both of you, because I think you do great work. So I'm delighted to have you here and call you friends. And Janie Lee, I want to thank you so much, darling, because Janie supported us in our first expos, and she's been a great ambassador for the brand, and Janie Lee's got a great following, and I love to see how you've evolved, Janie Lee. I love what you're doing, I really do. And I've got to say, not drinking, you look $1 million. I mean, seriously, I'm not sure if you haven't had any work, but you look $1 million. You've definitely got younger.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would like to just say, I really appreciate you putting this on. And what was really interesting for me was obviously in the past, I wear quite a few hats. So in the past, I've done your expos talking about confidence and public speaking and doing your own PR and being recognizing that you are the brand, and that's kind of been my topics. And then I approached you this year and said, can I do something completely different? And you kind of said, bring it on. And I love that, about you, and the fact that you are willing to look at all these different layers that we all have, because it is important, all the different aspects of upscaling, to be the best version of you. But the other thing I'd like to say is that I think just bringing all these amazing people together and sharing all these different elements of being the best you is so needed right now, because certainly for my community, I've got a whole bunch of people who are telling me they are feeling really anxious, sometimes really stressed. And one of the things I have to tell them is turn off the mainstream media, because actually it's harmful if you have too much of it. It's actually harmful. Yeah. And so people have to have something else to do, right? So how much better that you've put this kind of thing on and you're moving to TV, so that there's going to be ways of people connecting with inspirational topics and with people who actually care, so that they can get in touch with that, a sense of possibility and touching into, all these different elements of consciousness and being their best selves. And man alive, that is a million times better than switching on the news, which just sends you into a spiral of fear. Yeah. I swear they do it on purpose. Seriously.
You've been in the media for so many years, Jane. It
Exactly.
just sells. It sells, but kind of that's it. I mean, it's just people are. I was sharing this morning that my favorite hashtag is #NoNegativity, and I mean it to every degree. Bad news is negativity. Do I want to listen to it? No. So ultimately people have, they make their own choices. If you watch CNN or you watch, Sky News, you're going to be depressed, because there's another 100 people that have died or whatever.
Yeah.
So no, I get it. I'm very excited about kind of so I had Jeff Hoffman, the founder of UBID, Priceline, Bookings.com, who I love. I consider him a friend now, because I give him a text, Jeff, you're up? Yeah, good. So he's a billionaire. It's good to have billionaire friends. I love that. But, I was talking to him because I love him and admire him, because he's done so much great work around the world, with phenomenal charitable work, teaching, educating people code and bringing phenomenal resources. So he's got a brand, I think it's called The Unthinkable or The Unimaginable. And basically what they do is they've got really great people together, and they're sponsoring the most ridiculous projects to create, a new reality. So they were talking about, they've given some money to this guy that's created a machine that literally takes water from the air and, puts it into bottled water. someone else is recycling bottled water. So they're coming up with all these great ideas, and that's what I was saying to him. I feel that what television needs is to create. I'm a massive fan of Netflix. A lot of the documentaries that they do. I was watching Rotten the other day. I watched The Minimalist, which I talked about a couple of days ago. I was talking about the idea of being a minimalist, which I love. But I'll share a story if I've got time of what's happened to me when I manifested. I didn't want so many things. But the bottom line is although they're great documentaries, is what is a solution? That's what I was saying to Jeff is missing. We were talking about this. I said, what you're doing is you're changing the world. You're changing, and you're showing people that things can get done, and we can educate the younger generation to create new things and do exciting things. And I think that's what needs to happen in television, because it's very TV worthy. I think we need to produce content that not only is inspirational, but most importantly, is educational and solution driven. So kind of, hey, okay, that's happened. This is happening. This is what we can do. And this is what people are doing. And this is how you can get involved. Because that's it. I said, okay, so I watched Rotten. There's no water in many countries because avocado is just killing, and taking, or, we're polluting the seas with plastic. What is the solution? How can we help? How can we do things? So that's what I hope television becomes. That would be my dream, is to create content from world leaders that is really educating, and I think, although it's a film and it's an old thing and everything else, the secret did plant seeds in people's minds about thinking and imagining and visualizing things that could hopefully potentially become reality. So that's what I hope happens with TV in the future. Anyway.
You should add another hashtag no negativity, hashtag solution driven.
Exactly.
I would add to that, Bernard, that yes, if we continue on this path, then good news will become sensational instead of bad news being sensational. Right now, the world is all about, if it's not good, the media doesn't want to put it out. But if we keep doing good and focusing on that, they'll have no choice. And that's really what I think is the greatest goal, to kind of shift the focus on celebrating the positives rather than being overwhelmed and burdened by the negatives.
Well, I think there's a lot of good brands now, isn't there, within the well-being industry that I would suppose would back, projects like that, and energy-driven, positive, green energy-driven products as well, would probably want to be involved in supporting those things. That's what I'm looking at exploring, and that's where I really want to focus my energy pretty much this year. So that's why I kind of like there's going to be a big reshift in the vision and the mission of the Best You this year. So it really becomes something that definitely has more of a global impact, and that's what I'll be exploring. And part of my campaign will be to ask for help. So I've already got your names, all of you, so you're all written down. I'll be knocking.
We're drafted. We don't have a choice. We'll just get that message.
I'm excited.
Can I add something that I think would be amazing for the Best You when you're talking about hashtag no negativity? Okay, so quick story. 20 years ago, I did a food drive with youth for the Second Harvest Food Bank. Those kids literally worked so hard. They got over 40,000 cans and non-perishables to be able to donate for homeless people, etc. I called every single news media outlet. Everybody told me, no, we don't care. It's not interesting. We could care less. It doesn't sell papers. So what I suggest, you have the Best You magazine. Let's have a forum somewhere, which is the Best You good news around the globe, just stuff that we hear that's positivity. And then instead of having all this negativity with the mainstream media, you have a counterbalance of like, hey, look, this is all this news from all of our Best You people all around the world. And they're telling about these cool things that are happening locally. Because I think that kind of stuff would literally, if you got that a newsfeed in your newsletter and like your email, and you'd be like, oh my God, look what they're doing in Mumbai. And wow, look what they're doing in Dallas. Yeah. And isn't that cool what they're doing? All these amazing things. Yeah. So I think something like that wouldn't cost any money, but it would be so inspirational, and it would just add like an extra layer and an extra level. And I think that'd be awesome.
I would jump at that newsletter, and I think a lot of people would.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, that's part of the objective. I think, and it is about finding the balance of creating something that is tremendously, because it has to be well done, well produced, and obviously inspiring and educational. But I think also that brings in those caliber people that would want to put their name next to it, you know, celebrities or whatever, that can then get the interest of those brands to say, you know what, I mean, and I think there's more people realizing about. That's what I'm saying is about this new consciousness of creating more awareness of people in the personal development world to step forward, you know, and to really ignite. And that's what I feel has been missing. So I was talking about the Minimalist, and I don't know, have you seen it? Some of you, the documentary? It's a brilliant documentary. So basically, it's this guy who wrote a book called The Minimalist, and basically what it is about this concept that he thought, well, you know what, when advertising was created in the 50s or 60s, they started creating these campaigns on television to sell you stuff, you know, washing machines or whatever it was in those days. So obviously that has grown into, well, look at the world now, selling us everything.
Bye.
So we have this mentality, this mindset where we're brainwashed to buy more, to have more things, to possess more things, to need more things. So we're on that pursuit, on that rat race of permanently trying to make more money to buy more things. And then obviously it was showing that technically you only use 20-30% of the things that you have in your wardrobe. Those that have big homes only use 30-40% of their home. Those that have X amount of vehicles only use 20% of their vehicles. And then it was talking about the consumption mentality of, I have to buy a wine from Argentina because it's a Malbec, and I love that, and I'm going to bring some oranges from Spain. And then so you've got all this resources that are being used for you to have a bloody lunch or a dinner that is literally destroying the planet. And ultimately, you know, those 76 t-shirts you've got in your wardrobe, which you will never fit in because you're too fat now, you know, you still keep them there. But the bottom line is that we've kept all these things and we buy all these things. And the fact is you don't need it. So it really hit home, you know, because I separated, so I left stuff with my wife, everything with my wife. I just brought my own clothes and I got rid of the clothes. And then I took stuff to LA when I moved over there. And to cut a very long story short, I saw this minimalist thing and I thought, you know what, this makes absolute sense. I'm going to get rid of a lot of stuff because I don't need it. And also I'm going to be traveling around Europe. I drove around my motorbike around Ireland and UK and Spain. So I'm obviously in a motorbike. I can't have a lot of stuff. So I had a little case and stuff. But funny enough, my shoes fell off my motorbike. And then my storage unit in LA, there was a confusion with the people. They auctioned my stuff. So I lost all my stuff. So I had literally what I've got. I've just got these possessions. And I said to the universe, I said, listen. Okay. I said, I don't want that many things. But, you know, I mean, come on. You know, I had all my personal things. So everything disappeared. But you know what? I got the message from the universe. You said you wanted to be a minimalist. You know, well, there you go. I am so into it because I love that idea. And it was Ken Honda, who I had speaking in Miami, who triggered this idea in my mind about this new economy that should be coming from what's happening now, where we are buying local, where we're buying in the small supermarket, where we realize because we're at home, you don't need all those shirts because one, you can't go out. And even if you could go out, you probably wouldn't wear them. So, you know, kind of like it's brought this new reality now that we need less. You don't need so much. You don't need things from all over the world. And what that will bring, it will bring a better world. It will bring a world which obviously we consume less. I mean, some of the reports on some of the documentaries in Netflix, it was showing that to make one bottle of water, you need 7 gallons or 7 liters of water. So to make, you know, one hamburger, you need 250 liters of water. So when you start understanding the metrics of everything that we're doing, how we're cleaning the planet and how it makes absolute sense, you know, that's where I hope the educational personal development world really starts bringing these ideas and facts and awareness to the conversation, you know, to the conversation that we're having. Again, let's give them skills. Let's give them mindset skills. Let's make them great communicators. Let's show them how to make money. But please, let's start creating awareness around the things that are important. Those are the things I think that all of our speakers and promoters, we need to start bringing. And I'm just simply trying to do it with the Best You Expo, because those would be the panels I would really love to have, you know, those conversations, Jamie. So if you're up for it, we could run some conversations around some of these subjects. I would love for you to kind of bring that at the forefront, you know, and start really creating awareness. And hopefully people show up and watch it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
And Bernardo, you know, even for developing countries, that is even more powerful. You know, purchasing local countries. I mean, I'm from Jamaica, right? And our main source of income is tourism and remittances, families sending money back home. And we rely too much on imports. You know, we need to look at supporting local because that can save a country. Right now in this pandemic, there are countries very much like Jamaica who depend too much on external, you know, influences. And so, yeah, we're forced into having to look at local and all of those things. So that's very powerful. I can relate to that.
Yeah,
and
and
I love the question, Bernardo, about, and I think this has to be at the forefront of all of us as change makers in the world. How can I help? How can I help? Like, what can I do? What can I do in my home? But what can I do globally as well? So I'm supporting kids in orphanages right now in Uganda who are nonverbal, giving them communication systems to communicate. Just happen to connect with them that these kids wouldn't otherwise ever have a way to talk. They're completely nonverbal. And I think we have an opportunity now with the way that our world has become smaller through technology to really ask the question, how can I help? And then we don't just ask the question, but we show up. We show up and we do the work. And I love that there's such a strong group of people that are committed to this on this expo and with the leadership that you've provided to make us really accountable. Let's show up. Let's not just talk, let's show up.
Well, I think, sorry, go ahead, Isabel.
No, what I was saying to add to that, you know, about doing different projects in developing countries and countries in need and people, there's a project that I worked closely with for years that use education to help schools in Uganda, Ethiopia, and Kenya. And let me tell you, it's all about education. Anything that they need, that they're lacking, we try to get the funds and, you know, build whatever it is. But can I tell you, sometimes I've had to step away from that and put the funds towards building a fence around the school so the animals will stop coming and taking the children.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? So, you know, there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things that inspired me with Jeff Hoffman when I met him, and that's kind of, he still doesn't know, there's so much I'm going to ask him for us to do. But, you know, one of the things that I think, and this was the purpose of the Legacy Club. So Laura and Sirisha, they're both Legacy Club directors in Mumbai and Dallas. And, you know, this is kind of what we launched was the idea of helping people network, but with the intention of helping people identify what their purpose is, you know. So that was the intention. It's a networking group with purpose and coaching within it. But I think kind of one of the things that I would really love to do with the Legacy Club and you know, with anyone and us moving forward would be to find ways how we could all help. Because I think, you know, if I am very interested in going and working in South America for a week or for 10 days or for 2 weeks, if I could go to a place and I could teach coaching skills, mindset skills, communication skills, entrepreneurship or whatever, I'd love to do that. And I'm sure pretty much all of you would as well. And I think a lot of the times the problem is, and again, this is where I hope we can go with this as we start creating more awareness of these things. And we're talking about the implementation and the solution is, well, this is how you can help. Okay, so you watch the documentary, watch whatever, and say, this is how you can help. Call here, text here and here. Because a lot of times people don't actually know how to help. So if you said to me, Bernardo, you can go and spend a couple of weeks in South America, you're going to do, actually, you do 3 weeks, do 2 weeks coaching, training, mentoring in this camp, and then you do a week holiday. I'm in, you know, and I think there'll be thousands and thousands of speakers around the world that would sponsor, you know, and give up the time to go and provide these skills. And, you know, that's a lot of the work that Jeff did. I mean, Jeff would go and hire a super yacht or a boat, but he took people all around the world, you know, the biggest people, and he took them to different countries. And I just love that. That's kind of what excites me as well. So anyway, that's kind of where I think we.
Bernardo, keep Jamaica in mind, right? Because we really know how to have a good time. We work hard, but we play hard.
Okay. You broke my arm. I'll be there.
So Jamaica on the list, please.
Yeah, I would love to go to Jamaica.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, well, listen, I want to thank you all so much. Is there anyone else that want to add anything else before we leave? Or
I just wanted to add.
No, go ahead, Dylan. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say that we need to be bold in terms of both young and old people are actually now believing that the world is full of conspiracy theories or the world is dying or the pollution and all, whatever it is. Like, there's actually a movement of making people believe in this, and to be bold with the marketing to say, if this is what you believe the world is, and this is where you think this is, guess what? It's not. Let us show you what's really going on in the world to combat all that media and all that, and be very, very bold about it in terms of the marketing. Creating the content is wonderful, but let's be bold in the marketing of this to break people out of this, to open their eyes. Because again, I didn't know Jeff Hoffman ran all those things until I saw your talk, him speak. Like, I didn't know. We got to get bigger with the exposure of that's not what the world is. There's another side to it. Let us show you. So I'm excited to do that with you.
Well, listen, I mean, that's the thing is, I think a lot of the people, unfortunately, again, there was another documentary on, I think, was it The Social Something, which obviously talks to you about kind of how, they're literally feeding you with the information based on your criteria. So kind of like, you actually don't even have access to any other news because, you're just literally being fed whatever they want to feed you. But then again, that's part of hopefully trying to bring someone in who then you can trigger an idea or something, and then hopefully, oh wow, I didn't even know that was an option or a possibility. So yeah, cool. All right,
Fantastic.
well, sorry, Dylan, you want to say something?
I guess just to pick up, I was backstage when you were talking about this, the work that we need to do across the world in empowering people, and I guess, even in personal development, I kind of latch on to a lot of the work I did in Africa between 2008 and 2011, both as a kind of corporate consultant, but then as a volunteer for the United Nations. I did the TED Talk in 2010, and that was all around this concept of, forget the fish, forget the fishing rod. Once you empower communities to take the fish, to add value to it, to trade the fish, now all of a sudden you alleviate the kind of the survival instinct of those countries. And I think if we can do the same with everything that we know, imagine these 8 to 10 people in this room right now, how many skills could we impart upon young people all over the world that would allow them to then kind of almost take those into their countries and do exactly what we've done here. And I think that's where the real opportunity lies. Forget the fish, forget the fishing rod. We empower people to take that fish, add value to it, and then trade it. And I think your vision is phenomenal. I think there's so much there's so many shared values in this group. I don't know about you guys, but I feel the excitement already bubbling up. And I just can't wait to see the next iteration of Bernardo, of everybody in this room, and of Best You. I think there's some fabulous stuff that we could do together with everybody's links all over the world, and with all of our links to NGOs. And I'm doing a record-breaking climb to the Himalayas this April, and we're going to do some stuff in Nepal. I think if we put our brains together, like, there is no country on this planet that we could not empower. And I'm really, truly excited about that. So yeah, thank you for inspiring that vision. Really grateful.
Well, my pleasure. I really appreciate you all. I thank you so much. Barbie, thank you so much for being here again, for your support and your love. Diana, thank you so much. Janie Lee, thank you so much. Lovely to see you again.
Thank you.
Keep it coming. Dirisha, thank you so much. Laura, yes. Go to Jamaica first. Yes. Yeah.
Bernardo, thank you for being bold, brave, and for being such a pioneer and a forward thinker and leading us through this time, because you've taken on some serious challenges. No joke. That's plenty. I'm going in my Jamaican dialect now. But
you left the word mad out. You left the word mad.
Well, I figured you have mastered that one. I keep seeing your body language. But one love, and thank you all as well for the work you do and the work you continue to do. And I look forward to working with you all some more.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. I love you all. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Take care. Lots of love. Be safe, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right. Well, we're gonna. It's a wrap. Hey, Alex, there you are. I did thank you. Did you hear me or not? Hey, I can't hear you. Hello. Oh, there you are.
I was muted. Sorry. Oh. Yes, I did hear a couple of times, Bernardo. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah Jane. Thank you so much, darling. You good? Oh, you're muted as well.
No, thank you. It was an amazing opportunity. I'm so glad I was a part of it.
No, thank you, darling. Listen, you're a star. I can see potential where I can see it. You've got it, girl. So
it'll be unraveled.
Yeah. You got it. You both have it. So I knew you were going to be great. But no, thank you so much, darling. I really appreciate it. We'll be back. We'll be doing other things. We'll be doing other things soon. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Stay safe. Stay safe. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much, darling. You've been a star. Okay.
Yep. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. There's no production meeting. No, we're done, aren't we? Yeah.
We're done. We're done for tonight. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Take care, both.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. All right. Well, that's a wrap. Matt, I'm not sure if you're still there, but I think we're going to call it a wrap. It was a great chat with a lot of people. Thank you so much. If you watch the Best You Expo, great. If you want to get involved, contact us. I'm Bernardo Moya, founder of The Best You, author of The Question. Thank you so much. Take care. Lots of love.